Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. We got some work to do today, so I'm going to go through, as I do every Monday, I'm going to go through all my orders from the weekend, eBay, Poshmark, whatnot, and chris@peak.com. We're going to ship out all those orders. I'm going to show you exactly what sold. I'm going to tell you how much the item sold for, about what my profit was, and all that stuff, how much I paid for the items. You know the drill. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're off to a great start to the week. It's going to be working live. I'm happy to answer your questions. And this is just a great place to like hang out. If you like talking shop, then you found yourself in the right place, because we're going to talk reselling. We're going to talk eBay, Poshmark, all that stuff today. So welcome in. Good to have you. Bass in Coffee first. Welcome, welcome. Closer is in the house. What's up, Closer to Home, man? Good to have you in. You know the drill. So you're the boss for just a moment, or at least Closer is the boss just for a moment. So we're going to ship eBay first, because that's what they said. What's up, Juliet? Welcome in. Good morning, Lauren. How are you? Adam's in the house. If you haven't said hi, say hi. Good morning. Good afternoon, Chris. Nice to hear another what? Nice to hear another whatnot. Coffee, eBay, Poshmark. Coffee, eBay, Poshmark. I like it. Matthew, you got outvoted. I guess we're doing eBay first. Just clocked out for my lunch. 1 hour live. Let's go. We can do it. I don't know if I'll be done in an hour. We get a lot. It was a great weekend of sales, so I hope you had a good weekend too. Good afternoon, Scott. Melissa is in the house. Brianna is in the house. What's up, Kelly? Hit the hippest, the flippest. How are you? Hip flipping mama in the house over on Instagram. Thanks everyone for being here. It's a lot more fun shipping out these orders with you in the house. If it's your first live, let us know down below. If it's the first time catching the live stream, we do have a lot of new followers and new subscribers, so welcome aboard. We are live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And as soon as this live is over, like if you have to come in, you have to leave, whatever, you're busy right now, this will be available as a replay on Facebook and YouTube. It'll be available as a YouTube. So as soon as it's over, you can rewatch it, rewind it, fast forward through the boring stuff, all that. Darlene, what's up? Buenos dias. Deanna, how are you? Welcome in. Good morning, Sea Traveler. Some new names, I think, in the chat too, so that's cool. If you're new to the live, let us know. Introduce yourself, say hello. We've been doing this live weekly every Monday for years. It used to be every day, but it's been, I'd say, weekly on Monday for probably 3 years now. So, but before that, it was even more frequent. So my weekend sales were good for me, at least. May even make a video about it. I like it. If you're willing to share about your wins from the weekend, I want to hear about it. If you have questions, comments, losses that you want to talk through, or questions you want to ask, I'm here for all that stuff. We're going to ship out eBay first. Let's print out all these labels. Have I done that yet? I have not done that yet. A really strong weekend. I am happy with it. And it's been a while since I had a it's been a while since I had a Whatnot sale. I ended up in Whatnot jail for a few weeks. I didn't have any sales for 2 weeks on Whatnot. And I was like, this is strange, because I've been getting, I was getting like 3 or 4 sales a week. And then I like listed a whole bunch more inventory over to Whatnot. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. I stopped getting sales altogether. So I went and searched for some of my items on Whatnot to see if they were showing up in search or not. And they weren't showing up at all. I don't mean like suppressed, like pushed to the bottom of search results, but none of my items were showing up in search. And I was like, well, that's really freaking strange. I don't know what's going on here. So then I looked at my metrics and I saw that I had a 90% success rate, or whatever they call it. And I had 10 sales like in the last 30 days. So it looked like, so I noticed that one person had done a report, like they reported that they got the wrong item. So instead of like a return on Whatnot, somebody can just report that they got the wrong item or something was wrong with the order, and Whatnot just refunds them and doesn't take the money from me. So I didn't even know this happened. But looking back, I saw, so basically I had 9 successful orders out of 10 in the last 30 days, and their requirement is 95%, and I had 90. So I guess I just got put into jail. Like none of my listings were viewable. It didn't give me any kind of alert or warning that this had happened or occurred. I was just like, wow, it's like 2 weeks without a sale. This is very strange. So yeah, anyway, I got a sale yesterday on Whatnot, and then I looked today and I was searching through. I just picked like 8 of my items randomly, and all 8 of them were showing up in search results. So I might be back in business on Whatnot. So that's good news. Those metrics are probably more for like a live seller, right? If you You know, if you ship out 100 items and, you know, 90 of them are good sales and 10 of them are reported as bad, that's a really bad number. But for me, it was just like bad luck. Like one of my 10 sales over the last 30 days got flagged. So I don't know. Maybe we're good. Maybe we're not. But for today, at least, I'm good. And yesterday, I got a sale. So we're back in action on Whatnot. I like it. Bull alert. Always look up Pool Cube books. Blue Book. Found a $200 book this weekend for $7. Love it, Swiss. Thanks for sharing that. Hey, chat. Gravity is in the house. Hello from a very warm Western Washington. Boy, we have had a scorching few days, like 4 or 5 days here in Asheville. It's some of the hottest weather we've had probably since like last August or something. So definitely the warmest days of the year. This was a week for me. Sorry to hear that, Scott. Hope you're kicking off a good week this week. I had a crazy thrifting weekend. Zegna, Brioni, Ralph Lauren Purple Label, some new with tags. That's crazy. That's an awesome weekend. I'm glad you found some good stuff. That's impressive. Speaking of searching, is there something special that people have to do to look a seller up? Let's say eBay as an example. You probably want to go to the advanced search on eBay to find us and search for the seller's name. Been listed on Whatnot for a month, no sales yet. Check if your items are showing up in search results. You might be in jail like I am. My friend, pray for me tonight. I'm going to cardiologist tomorrow. Love you. Hit Flippin' Mama. Praying, sending love, prayers, positive vibes, and all that stuff. I'm sure it's all going to work out just great. I believe in you. Hugs to you, Hit Flippin' Mama. That's a lot to think about. But I believe everything's going to work out just fine. All right. Did I do these backwards? Nope, I got this right. All right. So our first order is a bundle. Actually got a few bundles going out today. Excited about it. So we're going to start with eBay. This is our oldest order first. Last time I shipped was about noontime on Saturday. So we have 48 hours worth of sales. A lot of stuff on this floor that we're going to ship out. So grab yourself a beverage. Hold on tight. We got a lot of stuff to ship out. And I'm sure you're going to do your best job of distracting me from the mission here as possible. So first one's a bundle, a brand I don't buy and sell a ton. I believe it does better for women's than it does for men. I picked this up because it's 3 polos, all stripy, all the same size, all the same model, right? I think these are, Pima Cotton Blend, whatever. So these sat for a little while. I bundled them up because it's a low sell-through rate item. Men's J. McLaughlin just doesn't scream. I've sold a handful of the items from them before, but I was like, I'll grab this. I'll bundle them up. So I paid $5 a piece for these shirts, so $15 total, and this sold on eBay for $50 plus $8.95 shipping. So 15 into 50. That's pretty good. I'll tell you exactly what my profit is off this one. But it took a while to sell. I picked these up on October the 11th of 2025. So 245 days on these. If I lowered the price, would I have sold them quicker? Yeah, probably, almost certainly, right? But I had them priced at 50, I think it was $55.99. I got the offer on Saturday for $50. I'm like, yeah, take them. So let's look at what my profit will be. We'll do this with some of the items. I'll actually look at the item, like the order details, which will show me what all the fees and whatever that I had to pay here. So after fees and shipping, eBay's going to pay me out $38.21 for this bundle of 3, and I paid $15. So that's going to leave me with $23.21 in profit for this. So not bad. Sometimes bundling can make a shirt that I wouldn't have otherwise picked up. It makes it pick upable, so to speak. So we're going to ship out all these orders today here on the live. If you have any questions, comments, I want to hear about it. I want to hear about your sales for the weekend. What's up, Jay Kotz? Welcome in. I want to hear what you got into this weekend. Did you get into trouble? This is going to Randy in St. Pete, Florida. An area that I am very familiar with. Chemo is in the house, watching you on the big projector. Do I need my 3D glasses? You do. Watch this. Whoa. Isn't that crazy? Chemo? Welcome in, brother. Hope you had a good weekend. What's good? What's happening over there? I haven't seen you pop up on Whatnot. Does that mean that the Whatnot thing is it a wrap at this point, or is it on hold, or what's the status? I know you said that you were pivoting into a new world, but yeah, I haven't seen you pop up on there for a little bit. Brooks Brothers men's size medium. Look at the pattern on this shirt. I thought this shirt was going to sell really, really fast. And this took forever to sell, by the way. We had some quick sales too, but we're going to start off with some slower ones. So this one took 484 days to sell. Look at the pattern on this. Men's medium, Brooks Brothers, modern tag, Regent fit, short sleeve here. I figured that this would sell really quickly. So I picked this up. Holy moly. I'm going to show you the good and the bad, y'all. I picked this up on February 14th, 2025. Right as we're getting into like spring buying season, like March, April, May is great for stuff like this. And it sat all summer, didn't sell. I finally lowered the price and then took an offer for 15 bucks to get freaking rid of it. It is a beautiful shirt. Usually those like big, bold plaid patterns like that, especially pink, Brooks Brothers, that rips for me. That rips. So sometimes it's unexplainable. I would buy this same exact shirt again. I won't call it a mistake buy, even though it's going out for 15 bucks. I would buy it again. It should be a good seller, but sometimes things are just unexplainable. My photos are great. I have this thing cross-listed for that whole time. Automation tools rocking out, sending automatic offers, delisting and relisting. Sometimes it's unexplainable, this business, but you obviously have to listen to the market, right? It's important that you're like, hey, this thing didn't sell. Maybe I shouldn't pick it up anymore. Like I had to lower the price. I had to accept a $15 offer to get it gone. It took over a year. You should listen to the market. In this case, I sell so many Brooks Brothers shirts that I have a lot more data points on a shirt like this that I'm not going to change my buying on this because of one dud. And that's important, right? If you have one dud from a brand, but everyone else is doing really well with that brand, pump the brakes. Don't make tough decisions. I hear this all the time. There's somebody will say, hey, I have a Brooks Brothers in my store and it's been sitting for months, so I'm never picking up another Brooks Brothers ever again. One experience with one item from one brand, I just don't suggest it. I have another one that's Brooks Brothers today that went out the door. I think it sold like within a couple of days. So you got to look at the balance of the data, right? Not just like one experience and say, never again, I'm never picking that brand up again, because that would be a bad idea. To give you some context, just this year, I have sold 56 Brooks Brothers items, including that one. So one was a dud out of there, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm sure there's a couple other duds, but you get what I mean. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Found 2 poncho fishing shirts, both 3XL at Goodwill yesterday. Let's go. Each priced at $12.99, probably why no one else picked them up. Gladly paid up for them and found Psycho Bunny and Howard Bros. Nice. That's the secret. See, and you get this, Coho. That's like the secret sometimes of like when items are priced up at thrift stores. It doesn't bother me so much because say like my thrift stores price all shirts at $5. They do have a boutique rack at most of them now where they price up some items. They're usually not good items. They're usually dumb items that they price up, but they will price some stuff up. And sometimes it's like $15 for a shirt that's like, I wouldn't buy this for $5. Why the heck did you put it over here? But the reason that why, like the flat rate pricing, everyone thinks your thrift stores are awesome, Chris, because everything's flat rate priced. Well, the thing of it is, if somebody has a poncho shirt right next to a Columbia shirt, right, and they're both $5 and the person's not shopping to resell, they're just shopping for themselves, they're going to probably pick the poncho because they're like, I know that this is a higher quality brand, so I'm going to pick this over the Columbia, or I'm going to pick this over, I'm trying to think of like one of those like Magellan or something like that. But the moment that poncho shirt is $8.99 instead of $4.99, that person's like, I'll grab the Magellan, or I'll grab the Columbia. And that happens like 10 or 15 times during the course of the week. And then finally I can come in and swoop the item at $8.99, or in your case, it was $12.99. I'd be happy to pay that. Because if it wasn't priced at $12.99, that shirt was gone and the Magellan was going to be left behind. See what I mean? I mean, I think you get it, Coho, but I think a lot of people don't understand that sometimes them actually pricing items up is good for the reseller, especially if it's a really valuable item like a poncho, which you can flip for like $60. What's up, Charlene? Welcome in. Good to have you. Did a distillery tour in Neely, Kentucky, mixed in with some garage sales and thrifts. Fun weekend. That sounds like a good peak weekend right there. Why are you doing fun stuff like that and not inviting me? What distillery did you go to at Neely? I don't know if I know that one. Let me look it up. Good tour. And what are they distilling? Are they doing bourbon over there, or what are they making? Distillery. Neely Distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. Authentic Kentucky bourbons. I never heard of these folks. Very cool. Very cool. That sounds like a good weekend. I like that. You'll never invite me for the fun stuff. You just invite me to ship and hang out. I want to go on a distillery tour. Always fun shopping garage sales in different states. Yeah, I agree. Do you keep track of when you bought an item, where and how much it cost? No, I keep track of when I listed said item. All my costs and expenses are just like a receipt. So I'm just seeing if I have a receipt. I don't have a receipt right here, but the receipt would be like, Goodwill, I spent $72.14. I just put the $72.14 into my tracker. When I list an item, I add a date to my spreadsheet of when I listed that item. Hope that helps. Just took a last Saturday off. Gonna have a shorter show today and clear more rack space. I like it. The boss does not want to slow down and whatnot. Okay. I can dig that. I like it. What's up, Mazda John? Ben forever. Yes. What's going on? You've been driving the what is it? You got a Tundra, I think, but you're actually Mazda. Your vehicle confused, I think. But it's a Tundra you drive around in, right? Sold off what I had and now rebooting it all over again. Interesting, the reboot. I like it. I'd like to hear more about the reboot. Like, what was the thought process? And how's that all going? Bourbon and other spirits, $20 for the tour and tasting. Great time. I love that. When you hike, do you ever hike caverns? Do you ever hike caverns? Yes, I don't think there's really like any caverns that are too close that I can think of off the top of my head, but yeah, I would hike caverns for sure. I have hiked caverns in the past. I just don't know that I can't think of any that we have like right around here. Maybe my brain's just not awake yet. Next order is going out the door. Royal Robins. This is called the Amp Light 2. How long did this take to sell? I don't pick up all Royal Robins. I've become a lot more selective about it, but this did sell. It only took 60 days to sell, so 2 months. I paid $5 for it. And it sold for $20.99. So we're looking at probably like a $10 to $12 profit on this piece. Royal Robins. The ones that I'll pick up are the more modern tags. That's a modern Royal Robins tag, and it's got like a nice pattern to it. It's a size 2 extra large. So I grabbed this in April, and Royal Robins is like a travel brand, so like travel, hiking, outdoor type of brand. So good. It's short sleeve shirt, good seller in the summertime. So pick that up. Nice little flip right there. 60 days, I'll take that. That's a win. And so $10 to $12 profit doesn't sound like anything crazy, but the idea is that you just do this like 13 times a day, and some of them aren't going to be $10 profits. Some of them are going to be bigger profit items. But that's the math there, is just get the volume going. 10, 12 bucks is great. In 60 days, that's fine. I think a lot of people, when they start reselling eBay, Poshmark, and all that, they expect like everything that they list this week to sell this week. That's not the way it works. Some of it will. Typically, I see that like somewhere between 10 and 15% of my items will sell in the first 7 days after I list them. But the other 85 to 90% are going to take some time to get out the door, especially if you buy something out of season. So next up is an order for Matisse. So got an Oak Hill shirt here. This is a brand that I've been experimenting with for, I don't know, probably almost a year now, maybe 6 or 8 months. I'm not sure. A little while now. So that's the logo. It is a men's big and tall brand. I don't even know if you can see that. Called Oak Hill. It's got a little oak tree on the tag. This one's a size 3XLT, which in the scope of a big and tall brand, 3XLT is not a very big size. There's 4, 5, 6X. You'll see 7X in this brand too. But 3XLT, and this sold for $22.99. I paid $5 for it at the thrift store. So we'll just look at the profit for this specific item too. I'll try to do this from time to time and give you the exact details. So after shipping and fees, eBay's paying me out $14.71. It's because the shipping label was $8.13. Oh, it's going all the way to Santa Cruz, California. That's why. So on this, I'm going to make $9.71. If my shipping label was like, if it was going to like Georgia or something, I would have made probably $3 more than that, or $2 more than that. But it is what it is. We sold it. And how long did this one take to sell? I'm trying to give you all the details. 267 days. So not really a win here. I picked this one up in September. So probably my move would be to price these shirts a little bit lower if I was going to keep picking them up. But I'm still experimenting with the brand. Let's see what happens. Santa Cruz, California. Remember, I'll lose a couple dollars on shipping labels sometimes, and I'll make a couple dollars on shipping labels sometimes. I use flat rate like shipping prices, so that's just sort of built into it. The next one will make a couple bucks back or something. So because it'll only go to Georgia or something. So that's out the door. We got 4 orders out the door. We got to get ripping over here. Good morning, Leslie. How are you? Welcome in. It's good to have you. I got an 8XL Knicks hoodie. It's huge. Nice. Good timing for that. Get that thing listed. Get that thing listed like yesterday. Went to a yard sale last Friday, held by another reseller. Got 20 pairs of Carhartt and Levi's jeans for $2 each, including a pair of silver tabs. That's great that they liquidated and didn't like try to liquidate for like to make a profit, which a lot of people reach out to me for like buyouts. Like they're like, can you buy out my eBay store? Just buy everything. But the prices that they'll quote me are like really high. You know, I'm like, well, if you're liquidating, like making profit is really not like what you do from liquidation. Liquidation is like, get this stuff out of here and get it gone nice and quickly. But people want to liquidate and they're like, yeah, I just want to like double my money on all this stuff. I'm like, you're liquidating. If you want me to take everything, you're going to have to give me a really good price, or I'm going to cherry pick what I want, but I'm still not going to like pay up for all this stuff. Remember, you're not in the position of power if you're liquidating. So I love anyway that this person's like, hey, I'm liquidating stuff and get a good deal, get it gone, get it out of my face so I can move on. I run a thrift store in Lynn, Massachusetts. Come through. I'll give you bulk deals. Appreciate that, vegan. That's really nice. I don't get up that way too often, but I will be up there at some point this year. I don't know if I'll be able to make it through Lynn, but I'm familiar with the area. Do you ever play music in the background while you stream? I can't because I'm streaming on YouTube, so I'll very likely get a copyright strike, which I don't want to do. Anything strike is not a good idea, right? They used to do clothing, but now do marine parts. They said clothing just didn't work for them. Got it. Smart. Liquidate $2 a piece, get it out of there nice and quick. And then you're psyched. You just grabbed it all, got it out of their hair, and they can move on and get into their marine parts. I like it. Got plenty listed up my death pile. Did a visit to St. Vincent and found a Scotty Cameron. Nice. And some Eaton shirts. Never able to pick up stuff there, but for $16 total, I was shocked. That's awesome. Can't beat that buy cost. Good for you. Love it when I sell old stuff. That's right, Candy. What's up? How are you? Next up is for David. What did David get here? Trying to give you as much information and be as transparent as possible with y'all today, as usual. Got a brand new pair of Hook shorts right here. Picked up a whole bunch of these up. Retail arbitrage back in January. Like a whole bunch of these. I want to say Hook shorts, I probably got somewhere around 30. Well, I could look this up. I wanted to say I picked up like something like 30, but that was also January. So I have 12 that have sold and 22 Hook items in stock. So maybe I was right. Maybe I picked up about 30 of them. Not all of those might be Hook shorts. There might be some random stuff. So we'll say like 25 or 30 of them. Anyway, this sold for $25. I think my buy cost was about $10 a piece for these on average. It was a big, like carts, multiple carts full of stuff from this store on clearance. So I just averaged everything out about $10. My mail person's here, so I'm going to give her these. Thank you so much. All right. Nicole was picking up all the orders, or at least some of them anyway. So anyway, this Hook is out the door. Not crazy profit on this right here. Probably somewhere right around $10 profit. But again, this is a multi-quantity listing. So list one item. I think I had like 10 size medium in this short. So one listing, one round of photos, one round of measurements, set the quantity to 10, and just sort of let them rip. We've sold 12 of these so far. This is going to David. Is that right? Yes. So out the door. So big part of my business is also, I do a lot of thrifting, of course, but retail arbitrage is something that's been a big part of my business for, let's say the last like 3 to 4 years. It's been a big part of the business. It's always been a part of the business, but it's been increasingly so as time has gone on. Although this year I'm a little bit less on retail arbitrage than I was 2 years. 2024, I did a real lot. It was just, sometimes the deals strike right. And I got a lot of stuff in 2024. Not so much this year, but still, it's a big part of my business. Next up, this is actually brand new with tags, but it's from the thrift. The brand is Holderness and Bourne. And we can see right there that it's got some kind of bumblebee playing golf on it. So I sold this last week and it came back, it got returned and it sold again. Like I relisted it, I think on Saturday, and it sold this, like, I think it was the same day sale actually on the return. So really quick out the door. And this one went full asking price. The last time it sold on an offer of $50. This time it sold for $58.99. And I paid $5 at the thrift store. So that's good. That's a win. Returns are about 2.5% of my sales on eBay. So it's just part of the game. I don't let that returns bother me. Sometimes are they frustrating? Sure, like anything in any business. But in general, returns are not something that I get all worked up about, because I thought 2.5%, that means if I sell 100 items, 2 or 3 of them are going to get returned. And on Poshmark, they don't allow returns for things like it doesn't fit or I just don't like it. So even less returns on platforms like Poshmark and Mercari. So out the door on that one, really good sale there. $5 spent, sold for $58.99. The profit on that, let's see. So eBay after fees is going to pay me out. Y'all, eBay was wild this morning. Did anyone notice that? So eBay's paying me out $45.26 after shipping and fees. My cost of goods was $5. So profit on that shirt, $40.26. Of course, I lost a few bucks on the return from the last time, but that's all good. That stuff comes out in the wash. Again, 2.5% of sales. It usually hovers right around that are returns on eBay. So that's why I never get too worked up about returns. Happy Monday afternoon. What's up, Dora? How are you? Salt is in the house. What's up, Salt? Any profit is profit. I like it. We got a new with tags, Collars & Co. I bought somewhere around 90 of these back in February, and they've just been selling off. They haven't been selling as fast lately, but some of that is because I'm lower on inventory than I was before. So this one sold for a best offer of $38, Collars & Co. It's a men's size 2 extra large. I paid about $21 a piece, I think, for these. This was not a great margin sort of buy, but it was an aggressive play on my part. I'll make profit off this deal. Like every single item I'm selling, I'm making profit, but it's not going to be a lot of profit. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit better, but the market softened on these Collars & Co. So it's just the way it goes. That's okay. Profit is profit. You gotta take some swings here and there. Grabbing 90 shirts for like $21 a piece is a big investment, but it could have been a really big payoff too. The funny thing is the market for Collars & Co. new to the market Collars & Co. used is actually pretty close now, which is interesting. That happens. But I like picking up Collars & Co. also used. Typically, though, when I find Collars & Co. used, they are stained or worn out, or those stiff collars are they're like bacon collar or any of that stuff. So this next sale is awesome, and it's going to get somebody in the crowd who's going to get all worked up about it. You mentioned retail arbitrage. Do you sell on Amazon too? I do. Not as much. I did more Amazon in 2024. In 2025, I did a lot more Amazon than I'm doing this year. I've just put less emphasis on retail arbitrage this year. I picked up my World War II Navy petticoat, had the name in jacket, researched him. He was a semi-famous war hero, fought it on PT boats attacking fleet. Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. That's a great find. What are you thinking that will sell for? Is that something you're going to put on eBay, or are you going to look for a different outlet for something like that maybe? What's up, Armstrong? Goodwill had 3 pairs of Dan Post cowboy boots this past Friday, all the same size, paid $24 a piece. Ostrich, shark, and lizard. Sold the ostrich yesterday for a full price offer, $130. Boom, super fast on that sale too. So you already got your money back and then some. You're already in the profit, and you still got a couple more to sell. Nice job, Armstrong. I like it. Happy Monday, everyone. Wishing everyone a productive and prosperous week. Appreciate that, Thrift Bliss. Bringing in that positive vibes. I like it. All right, so this next sale, somebody's got to say, see, that's why, that's what it is. So I'm excited about this sale because Brandon bought this, and Brandon is a viewer. He put a note on the order, and I don't see it from here, so I'll have to click through to it. Wish it would show it to me on this screen. So Brandon said, I'm still loving your content and quality picks. This is my Father's Day present. Thank you, Chris at Peak. So Brandon, happy Father's Day. Brandon got a pair of Patagonia denim pants. I just picked these up. So nice quick sale. Good timing, Brandon. Maybe he saw the video. Maybe Brandon saw the video. He sold on a nifty best offer, $31.49. So my cross lister Nifty also has automation tools built into it. I know many of you in the chat already use Nifty, but so Nifty, one of the automation tools is it automatically sends offers to watchers on eBay and people who like items on Poshmark and Mercari. So this, I have it programmed to send out a 10% off offer 10 minutes after the person likes or watches the item. So out the door at $31.49, a good deal for Brandon on a nice pair of Patagonia ironclad denim pants. I grabbed these for $5 at the thrift store maybe a week ago. So nice quick sale on these. When did I list these? I lied. 10 days. 10 days out the door. So Brandon, now the reason I said people are going to get upset, they're going to say, see, that's it. The reason he sells so much is because he has followers and they come and buy his stuff. I will get one of these sales 2 to 4 times a year. 2 to 4 times a year. And I appreciate every single one of them. But my people follow me not because they want to shop my store, generally speaking. People follow me because they want to see what I'm up to and they want to learn about reselling. And they want to look at my store, but not necessarily to like I have a bunch of followers on eBay, but they're following because they want to see what I'm listing. They want to see what my sales are. And you can do that too. But people by and large are not buying from me. They want to learn about Patagonia ironclad denim and then go find it at the thrift store for $5 or $10. They don't necessarily want to buy from me. Brandon did, and I really appreciate it. But again, this is like 2 to 4 times a year. I'm going to sell something to a viewer or a follower. And it's cool when it happens, believe me. Would I love to sell 100 this way? Of course, but I don't want y'all to buy anything from me. It's just, yeah, this is not the secret to my success. But if it was, what's wrong with that also? I put a lot of work into content and live streaming and all that stuff. So why would somebody not want to see me have success? But you know, I get those comments a lot of times. The reason that you sell these items is because the reason you're selling Patagonia jeans is because you have people who are following you. It's like, pretty sure these Patagonia jeans were going to sell themselves. Yeah. And people usually when they come in and they buy stuff, they're buying like the nice stuff that they saw from a video of mine that, yeah, stuff that would sell anyway. So yeah. Brandon didn't bail me out from a bad buy there. But Brandon, happy Father's Day. That's your gift to yourself. I love it. Next order is an order for Gage. This is a retail arbitrage pickup. Bought a ton of these Walter Hagen polos. They were like $3 a piece. Retail on them, $70. Not a ton of resale value on these. This sold for my full asking price, $18.99 plus $6.95 shipping. Not making a ton of profit on each of those sales, but again, multi-quantity listing. Like I think I have like 16 of these left. So you know, whatever it was to start with, 20 or 25 of them. One round of photos, one round of measurements, set the quantity to 20 and just let them rip, you know, and make a few bucks off each one. So I love that. It's a great part of my business. I would do even more of that if I could find. I love multi-quantity. It's just such a way to scale your business quickly. You know, this one shirt, you know, it takes me just a few minutes and I've listed 20 items because it's just one listing, right? So I love that part of my business. I really, really do. So this is going to Gage. Thank you, Gage. What do we got here? I got it listed for 500. A typical peacoat goes for 80 to 150, but the provenance is pretty cool. I agree 100%. I hope you get a quick sale on that, like 400 plus. Might be a wait for the right type of buyer or wait for the right buyer type of item, but nevertheless, I hope you make good money off that. I picked up a unique random piece too. Found an official NATO Italy notepad organizer. Surprise, since I'm in Georgia, and the cost was probably $3 probably a personal. just a random piece. Really cool. Very cool find. Actually enjoy those people now because number one, you get engagement from them. So that helps you. And number two, that means for us other sellers, hopefully those people are getting out. Yeah, that's true. Yep. Getting out and not staying and being poor sellers for the community. They are not in competition. I want everybody to succeed. I want everyone to succeed, Gage. But I also, you can't like do the work for people. You can't learn every day for people. You can't get them out on the hustle. Yeah, I want everybody to be successful, but you've got to put in the work and you got to continue learning every single day. Well, I want y'all to hear that. I want all of y'all here in the live. If you're already reselling, to be successful in your biz, or if you're thinking about reselling, hope that you're successful, get launched and crush. But you got to put in the work. It ain't easy, and you got to learn every day. This was I don't think this was a great pickup. This was a pickup from what was this? This was one of my Charlotte thrift trips. This was actually the thrift trip where I went to. Wait, let me think that thing through. No, this was a Charlotte thrift trip. I remember the store I picked it up in. And two bad birdies. Very interesting because they're both the same size and the same exact pattern. So I was like, in the YouTube video, I said that I was going to experiment bundling two identical shirts. This would have been better if they were two similar shirts, like if one was blue, one was green or something like that. But they were both identical shirts. I'm like, I'm going to experiment it within a bundle. It's a bad birdie. The solid ones aren't as good of a buy, sell, or typically as if you got like the wild all over prints, which is really what this brand is all about. So this, I got an offer for like $20 for the two of them. I think I had it listed for like 45 or $40 or something like that. And I got an offer for 20. I countered that offer. They came up to 26. I'm like, I just want to get these shirts gone because I have a feeling they're going to sit. I mean, they've only been sitting right now for maybe 4 months, which is not a terribly long time, but I didn't get much activity on these two shirts. There wasn't like, I wasn't getting offers and stuff on them. I had already lowered the price once. So I was like, yeah, I'll take 26. I got $5 a piece into them. So $10, sold them for 26. It's not a great buy, if it was just one of them, I don't know if I would have bought it. Bundling them together, I don't think was the smart move. I probably should have listed them separately, but I didn't feel like taking the time and energy to split it up into two separate listings. So I just get it gone. So I spent 10, the bundle sold for 26, made a couple of bucks, move on to the next thing. Our next order is a Peter Millar Summer Comfort. This is a long sleeve button down. This is actually a pretty good seller for me. I typically list these right around $27.99 or $28.99. And that's what I did with this one. Really nice pattern on it too. We can see Summer Comfort, Peter Millar, nice blue pattern. So I lowered the price. So I had it up at like $28.99. A couple weeks ago, I lowered the price to, I think, $25.99. I got an offer for $23. See ya. Let's go. Got to keep the inventory moving. But I do sell these. They often will sell for full price in that like $27 to $29 range. You'll see sold comps for over 30 for some of these too, but out the door, $23. I paid $5. This is going to David. Thank you, David. Going to Dripping Springs, Texas. Interesting town name there. Yeah, making content and posting takes more time than people think. I post on TikTok only. If I skip a day, I got people in my DMs asking where I am. That's funny. Well, that's good. That means you're giving them something that they want. Yeah, it's a lot of work to put up this content. And shoot, we've been putting out content since June 2020. So it's actually been 6 years this month. So 6-year anniversary putting out content. I started on TikTok and Instagram because they actually didn't have Reels. They didn't have Shorts on YouTube yet at that point in time, and they didn't have Reels on Facebook yet. They didn't install that for a couple more years. But that's where we started, is putting the short form content out on TikTok and Instagram in June of 2020. We were right smack in the middle of the pandemic, 12.5% unemployment rate. And a lot of people were like struggling. They needed money. And I was like, here I have a great full-time job and a side hustle that I love that's making me money too. I have a responsibility to share this stuff with people. So here we are 6 years later, still sharing the content. I thought about quitting a number of times. Not a number of times, a handful of times, considered quitting for sure. at different times. I was like, there's plenty of other people doing this content. You know, if I dropped off, is it really going to change? But every time I thought about quitting, you know, I kind of got yanked back in because like all of a sudden inflation really started hitting. And I was like, I got a responsibility to help people, you know, because people need these side hustles just to make ends meet or to start to get ahead or whatever. So I got kind of roped back in. I never quit, but I kind of like considered it. I was like thinking of the strategy. I'm like, what happens with the reseller community if I quit? And it'll be fine, right? You know, but a couple times I thought about it, and here I am still doing it 6 years later. I don't know how. This was not the plan to be a long-term creator. $38.98 on this Collars & Co. right here. Nice. So this is brand new with tags. Nice gingham pink pattern right here. This one's selling to Matthew. This is from that big bundle of 90 of them that I bought off of Whatnot from a seller that I trust, that I bought big bundles from in the past. So this is going to Matthew. It's going to Plainfield, Illinois. But yeah, the content journey has been an interesting one, I'll tell you. And when I started creating this content, I actually had to create a TikTok account and I had to create an Instagram account. I didn't have either. I didn't have any social media at all. I had to create. So it's like the fact that I'm on social media every day, the fact that I'm live streaming is a departure from the rest of my life and the way I live. I tend to be pretty private. And so this is just very different. The fact that I'm on social media every single freaking day for the past 6 years, because I had no social media. I didn't have an active social media account when I started, an Instagram and a TikTok account, open those accounts up. And I don't have a personal Instagram or TikTok account. Like I just have my business stuff. I don't have any like personal social media. I have a personal Facebook page, but I couldn't tell you or a Facebook account profile, but I can't tell you the last time I logged into it. If it's been this year, I'd be surprised. This is going out the door to Tim. It was a good Columbia weekend. Usually when there's like heat waves across big swaths of the country, I sell Columbia because this is like, you know, the lightweight moisture wicking kind of fishing shirt. And these heat up when there's heat waves for sure. So this one sold for $17 on a best offer. This is going to Spring Hill, Florida. I'm sure it is warm in Spring Hill. I know Spring Hill pretty well. I used to go to, I don't remember if it was in Brooksville or Spring Hill. They're both right next to each other. I used to go to the Salvation Army and a Goodwill that were right down the street from each other pretty often in that neck of the woods. They weren't the best in the area, but they were decent. Ugh, I am struggling with crows. I'm sorry, backcountry. Maybe if you can share some specifics about what you're struggling with, maybe some folks in the chat can chat you through some of that. If eBay went private, it would solve a lot of problems of them constantly trying to find more profits. This would help them be more consistent with pricing and fees. Maybe. I wouldn't hold your breath about that dream. I have 2 content creators now that I'm looking out for because both of you have been in thrifts I frequent. That's you and Flip Factory. Sooner or later, I'll run into you both. I've never heard of Flip Factory. I don't think I'm familiar with that creator. Where are they? Where's their home base? And yeah, I'm sure I'll run into you at some point. I'm looking forward to that. Flip Factory. I kind of like that name. What did I miss? Missed a couple here. I'm in Mooresville, Lake Norman area. I saw you in Cornelius, but too shy to say hi. Say hi next time. Shy boy. You're not going to be shy with me. You don't got to be shy with me. Thank you, Tim in Spring Hill. Columbia weekend. We got a few more Columbias going out the door too. I just was talking with some folks yesterday. My Columbia for the year, I have sold 58 Columbia pieces, which is I think 2.8 Columbias, or sorry, 1 Columbia every 2.8 days, but we sold 3 in the last 2 days to push that average up a little bit. In the spring and the summertime, I sell is when I sell most of the Columbia. It can be really slow over the winter months, especially just for those like basic fishing shirts and all that stuff. That's a tip to your newer sellers. Always look up the name. Always look up the name on an old military uniform items. AI made it incredibly easy. I had to search for the obituaries and went from there. Nice. Yeah, that's a good tip. I like it. I like it for sure. It's a cool find. Had a Roosevelt's WWE patriotic shirt, been sitting on it, listed 10 minutes ago, and already got a watcher. I've had this item sitting for about a month. Would have probably sold by now. Get that stuff listed, will you? And good afternoon, Chris and followers. Well, welcome in, Edward. It's always good to have you. I just sold a Roosevelt shirt and with Apollo Creed from Rocky and American flags on it. That's sick. I probably would have bought that shirt if that was in my size. Flip Factories outside of Charlotte. I fangirl both of you. That's awesome. That's cool. I'll have to check them out. Next time you come to Florida, you should do a day in Wildwood. Where's Wildwood? The Oxford and Lady Lake get a lot of things from the villages. Also, downtown Wildwood has some great thrifts. Interesting. I have to look up where Wildwood is. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. City in Florida. Let's take a look here. Okay, it's like right near the villages there. Yeah. I mean, it's a good. I stayed kind of down in the Tampa area when I traveled down there, so it's a good ride for me. We'll see. We'll see. That's a good ride from where I would stay and all that. I've realized one of my favorite parts about reselling is social interactions, making connections. It's so fun. I agree, Gage. I love meeting y'all out in the wild when I bump into y'all at thrift stores. It's a lot of fun. Oxford and Lady Lake Goodwills. Gotcha. Cool. I'll try to get up to that area. No promises, just because it's kind of out of my normal travels, like out of my area. But I'll add it to my mental list there for sure. I mean, it makes sense with the villages being right there that it could be good for sourcing. Chris, he says he's in Charlotte area. Come close one day at the midpoint of a morning VS night video. My van is right shoulder. He is at Goodwill 485 and Seacrest shortcut. I'm not sure I'm picking up I'm not picking all that up, Edward. I'm reading it, but I'm not understanding it. An hour from Tampa. Gotcha. Next up is an order from Robert. Brooks Brothers. Here's another brand that I sell a lot of. I'm curious. Oh, we already did this. I think I said I've already sold 56 Brooks Brothers pieces so far this year. I like grabbing these. Not the fastest seller. Not going to get you rich. This is a Brooks Brothers Advantage Chino. These are the Milano fit. Flat front, just cotton khaki pants right here. $24.29. This is on a nifty best offer. So my cross-lister Nifty has automation tools built in. And one of my favorite tools is that auto offer tool. So 10 minutes after Robert watched this item on eBay, my cross-lister Nifty went and sent him a 10% off offer, closed the deal, $24.29. I love that because you know what? Robert might have gone and watched. You might have had a very similar pair of pants listed on eBay, and he might have watched yours too. And you didn't notice that Robert had watched it. You had a watcher on that item. You probably didn't notice it for a few hours. But after I had already sent the offer, Robert had already accepted and closed the deal. And you might still be like, oh, shoot, I should have sent out an offer. It's already done deal. It's already gone. Robert doesn't need another pair. I got them. So that's why I love that tool. It's just kind of hands off. It just gets the deal done. And remember, you're competing with me. You're competing with Candy. You're competing with Melissa. And so if your offer hits first, yours is probably, much more likely to land, right? So I'm going to drop a link, by the way, if anyone wants to check out Nifty. I have a link that will get you a free trial. It will also give you 15% off your first month. I just dropped that link down below in the chat. That link's also available in the description of this video. And if you go to chris@peak.com or go to my profile, you'll always be able to find that link too. If you're on Instagram, that link is right there on my profile. I can't drop links in the chat on Instagram lives, but just tap on my name, go to my profile, and you'll see that Nifty free trial link and 15% off your first month. So the way the trial works is it's 7 days and you have access to all the features. So the automation tools, the cross-listing tools, the AI listing tool. So AI listing tool sounds fancy, and it is, because all you got to do is take the photos of the items, drop them into Nifty, and Nifty writes the item title, writes the item description, fills in all those check boxes on eBay, the item specifics for you, double check it really quickly, and hit list, and it will push it out to eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and whatnot all at once. So super fast process. Those of you who are already cross-listing that AI listing takes a step out of it, because you're just pushing the listing all at once to all the platforms. There's not a separate step where then you have to go to cross list. But huge time saver. It also loads up all your listings with a ton of keywords. And I'll show you, I'll show it to you on a listing. Let's look at that Brooks Brothers right here. I'll do a shared screen just to share with you what a listing would look like from Nifty. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and share this. All right, so this is that pair of Brooks Brothers chinos. Very common item. This is an item that would not be high sell-through rate. I'd have a ton of competition on an item like this. Let me get rid of this here. So you can see right here, that's the item we're talking about. There's my cover photo. By the way, it has built-in background remover. So I just used the background remover solely for my front, my cover photo, which is this one right here. And that's also built into Nifty. So if we go down to the item description, you can see that this is what it wrote about the pants right there at the top. I have a little keyboard hotkey that I hit. I just hit asterisk AI, and it writes that little thing about the condition right there. If it's new, I have another one. It's like asterisk B, and it'll put the new description right there. Don't ask me why it's B. It puts in all this information right there on the listing. I did not type any of this. And then it dumps some keywords here at the bottom, like Milano fit, khaki, menswear, cotton, business casual, smart casual. So all these keywords are going to help. Every word that's in here, when you search on eBay, eBay is not just looking at the item title. It's also looking at all these other words here in the description too. And obviously when words are repeated, like in the item title, like Brooks Brothers Advantage Chino, and it's also repeated down here in the description, like Chino, right? And that's going to help. Like if you understand how SEO works, every time it says Chino, like that's like basically a point for whatever your search is, if your search had Chino in it too. So it writes all this stuff, and then all these item descriptions, see here, that you would take forever going and like selecting all this stuff. It just does it. It puts in the inseam of 32, the waist side of 38, and all that. And I put my photos, my measurements are right here in the photos, as you can see. So again, I just took these, whatever, 10 photos, including the measurement photos, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 measurement photos. Close up of the sizing, close up of the 100% cotton, right? And Nifty just reads all that and puts 100% cotton, puts in Advantage Chino, puts in Milano fit. It can just read it all. You could also read the measurements too and add it to your description if you want it to. I just don't have it do that. So anyway, I just dropped the link for that free trial is down there in the chat. If you want to check it out, 7 days. You can even check out that AI listing tool during that 7-day trial. And if you like it after the trial, there's no commitment, but if you like it after the trial, you'll get 15% off your first month. All you got to do is tap that link to start the trial, and you'll get the free trial and the 15% off that first month if you decide to. So if you have questions about Nifty, let me know. Game changer for me. I love it. And I've used other tools, believe me. Chris just drifted Goodwill during lunch, getting after it. To switch my side hustle hobby to full-time next year. I like it, Andy. Wishing you luck as you move in that direction. That's really exciting to have a path like that in front of you that you're working towards. Creating content is time-consuming and a lot of work, but making a personal connection with buyers definitely helps in making sales for sure, 100%. Sold 25 items over the weekend, 5 so far today. That's awesome. I've been listing 20 items a day for a month and a half, and I've seen sales go wild. Let's go, Side Hustle Sibby. That's great. Consistency in listing is the secret. Thanks for the great content. That's awesome. Let's go, brother. You are just crushing it over there. What's interesting is before I went live today, I already had 11 sales today, which is really strange. Like typically when I'd go live on Monday, like I might have like 3, 4, 5, 6 sales maybe. Before I went live, I already had 11 sales on a Monday morning, which is wild to me, which is wild. You're welcome, Andy. You got a tough journey ahead of you, but you're prepared for it. You're ready to rock, and I'm rooting for you for sure. Next is Ex Officio. This is a brand I kind of put it in the same category as Royal Robbins. They're kind of similar. They're both like travel wear type of brands. This one right here is a pair of convertible hiking pants. Convertible hiking pants are actually like one of my best sellers in the summertime. They usually sell really quickly. So a lot of people think like pants, oh, they're not going to sell in the summertime. People only buy shorts. But these are convertible. They zip off into shorts. So very useful for hiking, fishing, and all that stuff. So these are going out to David in Chula Vista, California, $21.99. But I paid $5 at a thrift store. Some other brands that I pick up, I find a lot of Columbia. Actually, I haven't found as many this year, but a lot of the Columbia convertible pants are ones I like to pick up too, and they sell in the low 20s like this too. I'm gonna think of some other brands. North Face Paramount convertible pants are good ones to pick up too. That's a good seller. Those sell in more like the $25 to $30 range. But anyway, these ex officios have a belt on them and the zip off pants. So, or zip off legs, I should say. But yeah, convertible pants definitely sell better for me in the summertime than they do in the winter because they're usually like lightweight nylon too. So kind of a summer piece when people are doing most of their hiking and fishing anyway. This is going to David. David is in, oh, I already said that, Chula Vista. Got another Columbia after this one. I think it was like 3 Columbia weekend. See if I missed anything here. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a good start to the week. We are about maybe a third of the way through shipping for the day. But if you're just jumping in now, these lives are always available as a replay on YouTube and Facebook. So if you missed the first, I don't know, 10 or 12 orders that are already packed up, you can rewatch that as soon as this is over. You'll have that opportunity to go rewatch. Next up, Columbia Omni-Wick. This one doesn't have, I do find that if they have like the model name on it, sometimes that can help them sell a little bit quicker. But this is just that classic vented nylon shirt from Columbia. Sells really well for me in the summertime. This one sold really quick. $16.98 on the best offer. How long did you take to sell? One day. One day to sell. So there you go. It's the time of year. It's Columbia time. The heat wave helps for sure. So you know Flip Factory speaks highly of it. Oh, that's good to know. That's kind of them. To what do I deserve such high praise? What did I do? Alan. But that's good to know. I'll have to check out their channel. Alan Turner. And that's definitely not an insult that I haven't come across their channel. I don't ingest a lot of reseller content at this point. I watch cat videos. That's really what I watch. So that's what my social media consumption is. But I don't watch a lot of reseller stuff. So the fact that I haven't ran into Flip Factory on social media does not mean that they aren't awesome at what they do. It just means that I don't watch a lot. 7 for All Mankind standard. These are the standard fit. Really nice dark wash on this. Sold for full asking price, $28.99. I picked this up on my Greenville YouTube trip. This is probably the best. Well, no, it wasn't the best find from that trip, but I didn't find a lot of stuff on that trip, so this is good. When did I list these? I listed these 16 days ago, so nice quick flip right here. I paid, I think they were $5, I think is what the Greenville jeans prices are. Maybe they were $6. I honestly don't remember. I think I just did a short on this one. Anyway, 16 days to sell on this, out the door, five or 6 into $28.99 full asking price on these. I like picking up the 7 for All Mankind men's jeans. These are going to Michael. To hear him say it, you show what really works. He likes that. Okay, I like it too. I like it. I'm here for it. At this point, I basically just watch you and Justin Resells. Justin Resells is that fellow who does like he kind of like doesn't like film so much like him in the wild kind of stuff, right? He's more sits on top and he kind of talks about like trends and stuff in reselling and in eBay, right? That's kind of his things. It's more like news and here's what I'm seeing, and that's like mostly his channel, right? I think I know who that is. He's got a beard. He's got an editor now too that like his editing on it. If it's the same guy I'm thinking of, the editing on his content now is really it's really interesting. It's spot on. It's cool. It's fun. It's like really engaging, like the little fun edits that are put into it. I have seen a little bit of his content. I haven't watched a ton. Again, I don't ingest a ton of stuff, but I've seen a few videos for him that are good. Is that you, Swiss? Steven is next. What did Steven get? So Joseph A. Banks. This is let me just confirm before I say this out loud. I think this is my 41st Joseph A. Bank sale of 2026 going out the door right here. This is a two-piece suit. I don't know if you're going to be able to see through the clear bag. It's a subtle Glen plaid pattern on this one. It's like a dark gray, like a charcoal gray Glen plaid. This sold on a nifty best offer, $71.99. I had this priced at $79.99. So Steven liked this or watched this item on eBay, and 10 minutes later, Nifty sent him a 10% off best offer. I'm saying that a lot today, right? Because it happens every freaking day, those nifty auto offers. So great sale here. I paid $10 for this suit, and it sold in 33 days, which is a great outcome. That's great speed, great velocity. 33 days for $71.99, plus the buyer paid $12.95 shipping on this. So I'm going to tell you exactly what my profit is on this. Suits and blazers are my highest margin category. And we have one suit and one blazer going out from this weekend. We'll get to the blazer. That was a Poshmark sale. So 33 days, solid velocity for something like that, like a really kind of common item. Men's size 43R. The pants are 36-31. It's a Joseph A. Bank signature two-piece wool suit, Glen plaid. I love that Glen plaid pattern. It is really hot right now. And let's take a look at the actual profits for this piece after you subtract the fees and the shipping. Kim Somsh. Let's see. So after shipping and fees, eBay's paying me out $66.53. I paid $10 for the suit, so the profit's going to be $56.53. So thank you, Steven, for your order. $55 profit. That's probably going to be the best item of the day. And that helps change the math. Like you saw a lot of items that I profited probably $9 to $12 on. It's like, ho-hum, whatever, But you mix in a couple of these pieces that are, mix in some $20 pieces, and you mix in a $55 piece, and it, really starts to change the math. That's how my business has always operated. I don't just pick up the home run pieces. I also grab the nickel and dime stuff too. And that's just how I've built the business. It works for me. There's different ways of doing this, of course, but that's my style. So this is out the door to Steven. Really great sale right there. I love that $56 in profit. Is that what I said? 56. Yeah, $56. I like it. I like it. All right. Next up is, I already got the 7 for All Mankind. Now, this is an interesting one. This also sold on a nifty best offer. So I'm going to ask the chat, this right here, how much do you think that this sold for? I'm going to give you everything you need to know to kind of guess here. So this is a Nike Dry Fit ADV. Dry Fit ADV. I don't care if you cheat and like look it up or whatever. But it's a golf polo. It's kind of got like a textured like camo-ish style to it, like a blue almost camo. You can see like over on that side right there, like that. So kind of an interesting, kind of unique look to it. Not crazy, but, or I guess purple camo. I'm colorblind. So yeah, Nike Dry Fit ADV Polo. Used condition, not new. Pre-owned condition, excellent pre-owned condition. Any guesses on how much this sold for? This is an interesting one. Any guesses? So this is going to Logan. Logan is in Winchester, Kentucky. Any guesses? How much did this Nike polo sell for? Used Nike Dry Fit ADV. Let me know down below in the chat. Let's have some fun. From the Discord. Yes, okay. You guys know each other. That's cool. Yeah, that Justin. Gotcha. Justin teaches a lot of the technical works of eBay selling. He's very helpful. He covers a lot of the updates eBay has too. Nice. Content's really well edited too. Hope you had a big weekend of sales. I did. Thank you. Going strong here. I haven't really noticed the usual beginning of summer downturn. Me neither. I'm actually up from May, and May was gangbusters month for me. May was 30% over June, over April, and I'm up right now. Let's see what I'm tracking at. I'm tracking at being up 10. I'm tracking being up like 14% from May, and May was awesome. May was my best month of the year. So I haven't seen it yet either. It's been going really, really well. And it was a great weekend too. Glad yours is going well too. I've heard you say you'll grab a piece for $7 if it can sell for $25. Does that account for offers? Yeah. I'll buy a piece for $7 if it can sell for $25. If that's an offer or if that's a full price sale, I'll take the $25. Yeah. I think that's what you're looking for. Where do you get the poly mailer that you ship the suit in? All my shipping supplies, including that bag. I have a couple. That's the free one from Poshmark that I think I shipped the suit in, but I also have some that are white, which are right. I don't know where those are. I have some white ones too. I'm going to give you the link to all my shipping supplies. Actually, why is this not working? That's the link right there to all my recommended reseller supplies. On there, I describe everything on that list and what I use it for. So just look for the one that says this is what I use for suits, blazers, and like winter jackets. That's the bigger bag in there. I have 3 different size shipping bags that I use: a 12 by 15, a 10 by 12, and whatever that one is. I think it's like 14.5 by 19 is my guess, or 15 by 19. We got some guesses on the Nike Polo. Let's get to that here in a second, but I got to catch up here. You can order it through Poshmark's free supplies program. Yep, through the app. Go through seller tools. You'll find it in there if you go through the app. Surcharge from eBay on a sale I made of 0.48 I've never seen before. Interesting. I don't know what's going on there. You likely did an additional title. Oh yeah, maybe. So there's like a thing on eBay where you can put a second title. Like there's a primary, and then there's like another. Like you can do a second title. I'm not sure why. That's like an old like eBay thing. I'm not sure anybody even uses it. But yes, they would charge you for that. You might have done that on accident. I don't think you put a poly mailer. I don't think you put a poly mailer on the Joseph A. Banks suit. What do you mean? Now I'm confused. It's in a poly mailer. Okay, so here's our guesses on the Nike. 1954, 2450, 2019, 28 from Mendy, Benjamin 24 or 3476. See who's closest here. Retail delivery fee. So some states, states and counties are actually starting to charge it's like a tax, like a fee that they charge if you deliver something to their county or to their municipality. So if I were you, I'd find out which order that's attached to, and then you're going to go and see like what city and state that was in, and just Google retail delivery fee and put in that city, state, and that'll give you all the information about it. But yeah, there's certain there's a tax that these cities and counties are putting on delivery fee. Crazy. Just another way that they can get your money and then give it away to people or have it be stolen in fraud. Yeah, they need more money for fraud. That might have been gold and not a white poly mailer. That might have been gold and not a white poly mailer. I am used to seeing. Apologies. I'm just not sure what you're putting down. I'm not picking up what you're putting down. If there's a question, just some of the questions. All right. So the closest was Benjamin, $34.76 was the guess. This sold for $32.39 on a nifty best offer. So these Nike, this is the first time I found one. Nike ADV is definitely something to look for. This one caught my eye because of that. You can see that interesting sort of like knit stuff. So I didn't know this. I just ran into it, and I've been trying to learn more about Nike, like which Nikes are good versus which Nikes are not so good. But if you can find that Nike Drive Fit ADV, it's worth looking up. So $32.39 for a used Nike Polo. I was looking it up today before I went live. Most Nike Polos, like the Dry Fits, are going to be retail. They're going to sell like Nike.com for like $60 to $80 on the high end for most of them. But the ADVs are like $110. So, you know, people who know that, like I got offers on this for, like somebody offered me like $12 over the weekend, which for a regular Nike golf polo, you know, I would expect offers of $12. They usually sell in like the $14, $15, $16 range. But then I got this, you know, nifty best offer sale, $32.39. So the other buyer didn't realize that ADV cost a lot more. This buyer did. And so I kind of expected that when I listed this. I expected to get like a lot of low offers. But this one, the Nike ADV, definitely one to look for. First time find for me. First time I learned it. This took 17 days to sell. So double win. Paid great profit. So $5 into 32, but also a fast sale on top of that, 17 days. I haven't even paid the credit card bill for that yet. So just got to love that. Nike ADV, look for it, y'all, because it's better than you probably think. It's better than I thought. I was like, that's an interesting pattern. That might be like a $20 shirt, you know, like $32.39. And it's not like I just got lucky on that. Comp support it. So that's why I priced it at like 30. I think I priced it $34.99. ADV is money. You got it, Benjamin. Colorado Springs, Colorado. So there you go. They tacked on did you Google it and see what they do in Colorado Springs for that fee? We can do it right now. I'll just Google it. I didn't know that they had a fee. This is kind of like a newfangled thing. You can bet that this is going to come to other places too, because our government doesn't tend to be super creative. Government tends to be, it's a copycat world, right? So if one municipality is doing it, like some city council member or mayor is going to be like, hey, we could do that. Or some like, county commissioner or something like that is going to be like, hey, here's a way we can get more money so that then we can skim more money for ourselves and give more money to our friends. We need to do more of that. So how do we do that? They're going to add another fee. And they're not really creative with this stuff. They just copy each other. Colorado Springs, Colorado. And then I'm going to put in delivery fee. Yep. In Colorado Springs, any order containing taxable goods delivered by motor vehicle incurs a state-mandated retail delivery fee of 28 cents. This fee will adjust to 31 cents per order on July 1st. Additionally, the city of Colorado Springs does not charge an extra local delivery tax on top of this. So I'm not sure why yours was 48 cents. I think you said 48. This says 28, and it's going up to 31. So not only did they slap on 28 cents in the state of Colorado, so it's a state thing. So they slapped on 28 cents, and they started that last year, right? I'm not sure when they started it, but here they go. They're going to raise it to 31. So they're stealing more of your money. And now they're going to steal even more next month because they have more fraud and they have more of their buddies and their cronies that they have to take care of. And they have more money that they need to skim for themselves. So they're going to tax another 3 cents next month. That's how your government is working for you right there. Just another way to steal your money. ADV is money. That's right. I thought you put the label directly on the clear poly bag, not the mailer. That is not true. No, it is in a poly mailer. It's good. I thought that money went to improving roads. Maybe. It was 28 cents mistake. So it all adds up. And that's not just, so this is that's a Colorado thing. That's from the Colorado Department of Revenue. That's just from the website, Colorado Department of Revenue, but that's from, the legislature or whatever. So that started in initially 20. So it started as 27 cents in 2024. Then it went up to 29 cents that doesn't make sense. I don't think that's accurate. But anyway, it's going up to 31. I do see that from a credible source. There's a lot of sources on this on here, but that is going to spread fast. 30 cents per package is a gold mine. Exactly. And these politicians, they're not very creative. They just copy it. So they're going to see like, wow, Colorado is stealing more money from from people with this little tax. It's a lot, right? Think about that. Like 31 cents. 31 cents. I mean, how many packages do you think are delivered by a motor vehicle? How many packages do you think are delivered by a motor vehicle every single day in the state of Colorado? I mean, that's got to be trickling down. I mean, that's millions, right? That's probably tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that's generating for their friends, their cronies, and stuff that they can skim off the top, and things that people can scam from the state of Colorado. Like, come on. That's I mean, this isn't like a political conversation, but I mean, that's what that kind of fee is. I mean, that's just stealing more money from more people. And these copycat politicians, they're not creative. They just copy what everybody else is doing. So we'll probably have it everywhere. Give it 5 years and probably every state in the country will have it. Next up, so look out for those Nike ADVs, by the way. That's what we were talking about. And now we're going to talk about my favorite. I think this is the king of Levi's right now. So this is the Levi's 5.7, the boot cuts slim fit right here. Men's by 30, sold full asking price $26.99. Just a little bit higher. They did basically immediately sell for $26.99. So good seller right there. Most Levi's like 505s, 541s, 511s, 514s. Those are going to sell in like the $20 to $22 range. These are more like a $30, like 25 to 30. You can even sneak 35 out of these. Check the comps on the 527s. Good sell-through rate and like really strong sell-through rate and really good sale prices. So the king right now of the Levi's model numbers is the 527, in my opinion. There's other ones. 517 is really good. The 569s are really good right now, too. I think I sold a 569 this weekend. I did. This is going to Ruben. The 4 dots at the end was fully agreeing to what you were saying. I know all too well about corrupt government here in Tucson. Nice. I don't know what the 4 dots at the end. What's the 4 dots at the end? But yes, we agree on the second part. I just finished The Wire. The politics game is portrayed well in that show. Great show, by the way. That I had that on DVD. I probably still have that on DVD somewhere. I just don't have a DVD player. But great show. I really enjoyed The Wire. That was cool. One time when I was in Baltimore on what is that? Fells Landing? That island. It's like right off that little inner harbor. Is that what they call it? Fells Point. That's what it is. Fells Point. We saw bubbles. Kim and I did. Like we were sitting out at outside. We were getting a beer at a tavern, like sitting outside on the water, and we saw bubbles like literally walk by. I was like, that is awesome. And that was back when that show was actually on. Like this was a long time ago. Maybe it was on or maybe it had just ended, but this was like 15 years ago when we were there. And yeah, pretty cool to see bubbles. Like definitely like a recognizable character, right? Just tell them it's for infrastructure. Exactly. The furthest I sold to on eBay last week was Australia. Nice one, Mendy. But half the bridges will still have a failing grade, just like Michigan's. That's right. What's up, brother? What brand plaid shirt we wearing today? You're asking because you probably know. You probably saw that. Lock up Martha Stewart for something they do daily. Just say it for a Fred. Yep. 4 dots is sarcasm through typing. Four dots is sarcasm through typing. I've never heard that. I'm not even sure what that means. I'm gonna have to Google this because I just don't. I don't understand this. 4 dots sarcasm. I've never heard of this before. I think you're making stuff up. In texting and online communication, 4 or more dots, usually in ellipses followed by a period, are often used to convey sarcasm, passive aggressive, and heavy dramatic pauses. I've never heard of this before. I've never heard. You must be a lot younger than me. I don't know. I'm not up with these like trends or whatever. Is that something like when they say like on God or no cap? Is that like this? Is it like a kiddos thing? I guess you're right. I've just never heard of this stuff before. What are we doing? We're shipping these jeans. The king of Levi's, the 527, the royalty, the best Levi's to flip right now. Thank you for your order, Ruben. Boy, we are all over the place with our conversations today. Got a couple more eBay orders, and we're going to switch over to Poshmark, y'all. So I was talking with a friend. I was texting back and forth with my friend Ryan yesterday about this, that I get so many like comments and people asking about a couple of things. They're like, well, how does this make any sense? Like, you spend all this money on gas driving around to thrift stores and stuff. And also like a lot of people saying, look, well, now that gas is more expensive, you're going to have to like go out of business. This doesn't make any sense anymore. Why are you traveling to thrift? Gas is so much. Guys, the increase in gas is about $1 here in North Carolina. It's like 97 cents right now from what it was before all this mess, right? But we'll call it $1. It's up $1 right now. And based on the mileage that I did last year for my business, I think I did 8,000 miles for my business. I figured it out based on like my miles per gallon or whatever. It's going to cost me $295 extra this year because the gas is up $1 on my 8,000 miles that I'll drive, my business miles, right? $295. So my costs have increased. Sucks, right? $295 spread across 12 months, 365 days. It's less than $1 a day if you look at it that way. So do I like costs going up? It also made shipping go up. Do I like costs going up? Absolutely not. But I'm not going to put any time or attention into things that I can't control and I can't influence. So I have literally zero control, 0.0 influence over the cost of gas. I guess I can influence it by buying a hybrid or something that gets better mileage, but I'm not going to put any energy into worrying about, and this is probably the last you'll hear me talk about it, because I just don't think about this stuff. I can't influence it. I can't control it. So I'm not going to worry about it. Instead, I'm going to focus on how do I get my business more efficient? How do I find more stuff? How do I sell more stuff and improve my sell-through rates? I'm thinking about getting 1% better every day so that $295 ain't gonna freaking matter, because business is better. It's more profitable. I'm selling more stuff. I'm going to revenue my way out of any cost increase like that. So I just don't, so many people are caught up in like, and sorry if you've, complaining about gas prices or whatever. I just think it's a complete waste of time. And it's for, some people drive more than we do, whatever. But for my business, if it's like last year, about 8,000 miles on the year, $295 is what I'll spend more this year. Now, that's not perfect math, because January, it wasn't more expensive, and one would assume that it's going to go down before the end of the year. So it probably won't even be $295 in extra cost for me. But I also might drive more this year just because the travel to thrifts have been doing a lot more driving. So I'd have to do the exact math. But regardless, I'm going to revenue my way through this problem. I'm not going to worry and complain about things that I just can't freaking control. And the gas is it is what it is. By the way, the mileage rate went up this year too by 2.5 cents. I think it's like 70.5 cents or 71.5 cents, whatever. It went up 2.5 cents. So from last year. So whatever, I write off more, expenses for mileage because of that, right? It's an extra 2.5 cents per mile. I didn't either. 41 next Tuesday, but I have 3 teenagers. They keep me hip and down with it. Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. 4 dots has been around since LOL. I never heard of this stuff. Has everybody heard of this? The four dots is sarcasm? I never heard of this. Congrats to the Hurricanes, by the way. Thank you. I watched exactly 0 minutes of the finals. I'm just not really much of a hockey fan. But thank you. I'll tell the people around me that care about the Hurricanes. I think I watched literally 0 minutes of the finals. I think I watched a few minutes of the Western Conference Finals, because it was on at the pub, and I was with friends who were watching, but I not much of a hockey fan. Now, if the Bruins were playing, I would watch, but once the Bruins are out, I'm out. How do these same people think stores with 2 to 15% margin stay in business if they think gas going up $1 matters this much? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd be in a lot worse shape if the cost of bourbon went up 5%, I'd be in a lot more trouble than the cost of gas going up $1. Then I might be a little bit more nervous. Couple more eBay orders here. We got a brand new tags, Jordan AJ1, Air Jordan 1 sneaker patch logo right there on a t-shirt, brand new tags, retail $45. This sold for full asking price $21.99. Got a whole bunch of these retail arbitrage back in January. I'm actually curious how many I have left. Let's do it. Anyway, that's my thoughts, is I'm not going to worry about things I can't control, whatever. I can control learning every day. I can control growing my business, hustling more, finding new connections. Yeah, I can do all that stuff. But I'll worry about that because I can control and influence those things. I'm not thinking about gas. It's the furthest thing from my mind. All right, so I have 9 of these t-shirts left, and I have sold 15 of them. So I guess I started with 24, some simple math there. So 15 of them sold, 9 left. So there we have it. And I think, yeah, anyway. Too funny. And I'm not trying to, like, you know me, I'm not trying to hate on anybody. Like, I think you see the message that I'm trying to get through here. If you're worried about something like gas prices or shipping costs going up, I would encourage you, free your mind from those things that you can't control and that you can't influence, and focus back on the things that you can control. How are you going to get 1% better today? How are you going to get 1% smarter at this business? How are you going to improve your business, like your workflow for your business? How is it going to get a little bit more, like 1% more efficient today? I have a pretty good process over here, one that I've used and I've tweaked and changed over the years. When I started using the Nifty AI, the AI listing tool last May-ish, I had to change some things with my listing process, but I got a pretty good process over here. But I'm always tweaking and fixing it and making it a little bit better. I tend to do it in the summertime too, because the summertime I tend to get summer slowdown. Then I'm starting to think like, okay, cool. How do I get my business just a little bit better this summer? Like, put some time into like projects usually to get better. Last year it was like, how do I use the Nifty AI listing tool to speed up my listing process? And we went through that whole process. Thankfully, Nifty has made a lot of upgrades since they first introduced that tool, and it keeps getting better. It seems like every month there's like a little thing that's like a little bit better, a little bit extra. So it's actually making improvements for me, which is really great. I don't have to actually do anything. Nifty's just making things smoother, better, quicker, which I love. And also adding Whatnot, which can help with my sell-through rate, because now I'm on another platform that I can sell on. But right now I'm actually in that process, as I typically do in June, as I start looking at how do I improve my process. And I've been talking back and forth with ChatGPT. Bigger conversation here. I had 2 conversations with friends of mine who are way ahead of me in terms of utilizing AI. So my friend Chris and my friend Jeff. Chris is in New Hampshire. Jeff is in Florida, if you care. So I talked to Chris twice about this topic last week, and Jeff once last week, just about how they're using AI in their businesses and how they're using AI like in their personal life and stuff to find efficiencies. These guys are light years ahead of me. So it inspired me to start talking with ChatGPT and teaching it more and more about my business and my processes and my workflows, and finding ways where I can save hours a month. So I was talking with it specifically on a couple of topics, but the first one I was talking about like my photo post and my reel posting process. I'm like, how do I tease out a few hours from this process, right? And to get a few hours a month, when you're doing 60 photo posts, and sometimes it's more like 70 photo posts, but it's at least 60 photo posts a month, because I do 2 a day, and like 20 reels a month. All I need to do is like save like 45 seconds here, 19 seconds here, and that adds up, right? To being like 4 or 5 hours. So if I can get to the point where I can save like 4 or 5 hours from that process, that's a half a day a month that I can use to, I can either take that half a day off, which I won't, or I can invest that time into other things that can help me make money. But then I was also talking back and forth about my workflow of how I list items and all this stuff, and trying to get some ideas about how do I get a few seconds out of my process. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on right now. I do this every summer. I find I'm looking for efficiencies, like how can I change my process to either get a little bit more efficient or to increase my sell-through rate a little bit. And this summer, I think it's going to be some like really maybe even automating some of these processes. So I'm looking into it. My friends Chris and Jeff both tell me that some of these tasks can actually be fully automated by an AI agent, that it could actually, when an item sells, it can create a photo post for me with a caption and schedule it to be posted. I'm not there yet. I'm not even close. There's a number of steps I have to take to set myself up for that, but that's the kind of stuff that I'm looking at. In which case, not only can I spend less time doing these same photo posts or these same reels, but I could do more. So I could save time and do more, which is interesting, and share more about my business with y'all. So that's the type of stuff I'm looking at right now. This sale came in right before I went live. 3 used Regent Brooks Brothers, size 16.5, 35. 3 of them, similar colors. One's like a solid pink, one's like a pink check, and one's like, I don't know, another pink check, I guess, or something. Anyway, these all 3 sold for a best offer of $55. I had this listed for $59.99, which is $20 a shirt. Got the offer for $55. You got it, sure. So what's that end up being? About $18.50 a shirt out the door. I paid $15 total. This sold for $55. So profit after all the stuff is going to be, hold on. Let's see. Give me a second. Profit after all of the fees and shipping is going to be, so eBay's paying me out $42.34. I paid $15, so that means I'm going to make $27 off this. And I think these just got listed. I just found these. 10 days to sell. So 10 days to sell, $27 in profit. I paid $15. Not bad. Not bad. I could have sold those individually too. They probably wouldn't have all sold in 10 days if I sold them individually. That would be very unlikely. It would probably be unlikely that I even sold one of them individually within 10 days. But so to get all 3 out the door and get that profit back in the business that quickly, pretty cool. But yeah, so instead of thinking about gas prices and all that, I'm encouraging you to look at ways that you can make your business a little bit more efficient. How can you acquire more inventory? You know, can you add a new sourcing mechanism to your business? Like if you've never sourced on Whatnot, maybe it's time to spend some time over the summer looking at, you know, sellers on Whatnot that you can buy and sell from. By the way, summertime tends to slow down on Whatnot too. So sometimes you can get even better deals on Whatnot because, you know, people are distracted, they're on vacation or whatever. So there can be less people in some of these seller shows, which means less people typically can get things for even cheaper. So maybe you add something like that to your business. Maybe you've never done retail arbitrage before. Maybe you start poking around at some stores. But now is the time, I think, this summer for clothing resellers to look at how do you grow your business, make your business a little bit more efficient, or grow your business in a certain way so that when September 1st comes around and we're really like entering that Q4, when like a lot of sales happen September 1st through December 18th. It slows down after the 18th typically. But how can you prepare yourself for that big wave that's coming next? And that would be my challenge to you. And stop getting caught up in conversations like, you know, gas prices and things that you can't control. The $170 boots I sold on Posh are Tacobas. Got them for $8 in Myrtle Beach Goodwill. Nice salt, good find. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. What's your other channel you mentioned previously where you talk about bourbon? I don't have another channel where I talk anything about bourbon, but I had another channel that was called Peak Asheville. It's on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and on TikTok too. But I talked about like going out, like dining, hike, you know, food, drink, and hiking, that kind of thing, traveling and all that. So that was what that channel was about. But I didn't talk about bourbon at all on that channel. I'm going to look into sourcing on Whatnot and possibly trying out a wholesaler. I like it. This is the time of year, I think, to start to consider those kind of changes like that. Grow your business by buying a buttload of shorts and polo shirts in the fall and winter. There you go. I like it. Nice salt. Let's take a quick, I'm going to jump over to Poshmark and Whatnot for sales, but I also have some coffee orders from the weekend that I want to ship out. So our first order is going out to Carol. Thank you, Carol. Carol got 2 bags of our peak season light roast. So I told you it was going to be last call for the peak season light roast, but because I asked my roaster last week, I'm like, do you have any more beans from that? Can I get one last roast? Because sometimes we can do that. And they said, we can't. We can do another roast for you. So I got another roast of the spring. So we're going to switch over to the summer probably next week. But I got another roast of the spring light roast. It's been our favorite seasonal. So this is our peak season light roast. And this is the spring version. This is from Rwanda. And it has been our favorite. We've had 12 of the seasonal light roasts since we launched the light roast, and this has been our favorite. So we were sad to see it go, but we were able to get a few more. Kim and I also stashed away a couple of bags of the whole bean for us up in the cabinet because we like it. So I was happy to sneak in that last roast. It was for me as much as it's for you, if I'm being honest. We really wanted to. I sold out of all the other bags, and I was like, crap, we didn't stash a couple of those away for us. So now we have a couple stashed. I think I might have stashed 3 of them. So because we got this extra roast. So thank you, Carol. Appreciate you coming back and supporting the business. Carol has been buying from us since 2024. So thank you, Carol, for your repeat business. This is going up to New Jersey. If you want to learn more about our coffee, or if you want to grab yourself a bag, I will ship out the bag during the live if you order it here during the live. So I'm going to drop the website for our coffee if you want to read more about our coffee, or if you want to grab a bag right here while we're live. That link is right down below in the chat. On Instagram, I can't share you links in the live, but all you got to do is tap on my name and you can go right to my coffee website. You'll find it in the profile. That was a bad job. So this is going out to Carol in New Jersey. Appreciate your business. Your repeat business means a lot to me. All our coffee is fair trade. It's organic, and it's roasted fresh every Thursday. And it is roasted in Black Mountain, North Carolina, 30 minutes door to door from where we live here. Awesome people. It's for 13 years in a row. Our coffee roaster, Dynamite Roasting, has been voted the #1 coffee roaster in Western North Carolina by the people. So pretty cool. And they've been our favorite coffee roaster since we first moved to Asheville, and when we first discovered Dynamite. That's been our favorite coffee. So we drank a lot of Dynamite even before this partnership. I got a bag also going out to my brother-in-law, Paul. He's down in New Braunfels, Texas. He's got our Hooper's Creek medium roast. This is our best seller. $1.50 from every one of these bags sold still gets donated to families who are severely impacted by Hurricane Helene right here in our neighborhood. Like, they're houses that I can see. Well, I can't see them now because all the trees are really grown in, but they're like a couple hundred yards away, and we're still taking $1.50 from every bag of the medium roast to Hooper's Creek to go help those people continue to get back on their feet financially. They're back in their homes, but the financial damage from having their homes destroyed is still a thing. So thank you, Paul, for supporting our small business, but also for supporting our little community here, which is still very much recovering. It's still a conversation. You really can't go more than like a few days without talking about the storm when you're just out and about and chatting with your friends or colleagues or whatever. It's just still a normal discourse. Even if sometimes we don't want to talk about it, it just, kind of happens. We still run into scarring a lot of different places. Still run into businesses that are recovering. All right. So thank you, Paul. Thank you, Carol. And if somebody else wants to get a bag of coffee or two while we're here during the live, I just dropped that link down below in the chat. I'll ship it out during the live with a big dose of gratitude and a shout out to you for supporting our small business. But thanks, Carol and Paul, for continuing to support our business and our mission here. With school starting in late August, when do you start your fall merch? All my falls, everything. I list everything, year round. There's no like start or stop for me. Everything gets listed year round because today I sold like How many pairs of jeans have I shipped already? 1, 2, there's 2 more down there. 3, let's see. I sold 7 for All Mankind. I sold those Patagonias. And I think there was a Levi's too, and a Levi's. So it's 3. So I got 5 jeans going out the door today, right? And those are fall items. I have a flannel going out the door today. I have a suit going out the door today. I have khaki pants going out the door today, long sleeve shirt, right? These are all fall or fallish things. Of course, shorts, a lot of short sleeve shirts though today too. So I list everything year round, and I buy everything year round. Now there are certain things that I won't buy, like in October. I won't buy like really fringy stuff that's like low sell-through rate items that are going to sell for like $17 or $18. I don't tend to buy those in October because those are low profit margin items, and they're probably not going to sell until we get to like March or April. Like there's just like almost no chance because it's such a low sell-through rate item. Like I don't pick up those fringy items like that. But if I can buy something that typically sells for $25 in the summer months or the spring months, and I can buy it for $5 in October, I'll still buy that, if that makes sense. But if it's like a fringe profit item with a really fringe sell-through rate, I might pass on those things in, September, October, November, December, right? Because I know they're not going to sell over the winter time. But the closer we get to March again, like I'm really stocking up on that stuff because that stuff really sells fast. But otherwise I buy, if it's high sell-through rate or mid sell-through rate and like good profit, like $25 plus, I'm buying that stuff year round, and I'm listing it year round. I don't list seasonally. I sell a lot of winter items in the middle of the summer, but those items sat all winter. You never know. That's true. And there's nothing wrong with like a seasonal listing strategy. I'm smart enough to see the benefits of it. I just don't do it. Yeah, man, June, I've had tons of out of season sales. Always great to see. Yep. Great to see. All right. So let's pivot over to Poshmark. Great Poshmark weekend. I think last weekend was a slow Poshmark weekend. This is a really great Poshmark weekend. So let's kick it off with, what do we got to do first here? Let's do a fall one since we're talking about it. This is not something I tend to pick up a lot of, but every now and again, I'll get hypnotized by a Land's End flannel because they're so soft. I actually like wearing them for myself, but this one's a size 2 extra large, nice pattern, $5. I'm like, I'll grab it. It's sold on Poshmark for $18. Poshmark's going to take a 20% fee, so they're keeping $3.60. So I'm basically $14.40 is what I'm going to walk with this, and I paid $5, so I made $9.40. But that's fine. That's good. It's whatever. I don't grab a ton of Land's End flannels, but I do kind of like these like fringy profit items. This is like a good heavy flannel. Like there is nothing summertime about this piece right here. So this is going to Stacy in Lyons, Colorado. We learned something today. I did not realize that the state of Colorado had that like delivery fee tax thing. It's interesting. I've seen it in other places. I hadn't seen it in Colorado. But I don't think that applies. Like Poshmark just eats that, I think. I don't think that gets charged to me in this case. eBay is different. Out the door on that Land's End, nothing crazy there. I'm still buying Woolrich button downs even now, finding them for $1 to $3. Nice. I can't find anything for $1 to $3, so that's great. Next up is got a couple of good golf shirts that went out the door. A couple of 3 of them actually. So let's just do all 3 of those in a row. This one's a size small. Really nice pattern. This is like 4th of July right there. 4th of July. Men's size small. Good golf. This is from a YouTube channel. If you're into golf, you might check out Good Golf on YouTube. They have over 1 million subscribers. They do different like golf related like golf game stuff. Pretty entertaining channel, honestly. But this is their apparel, good golf clothing. So this sold for a best offer of $28, men's size small, and this is going to Alicia in Hancock, New York.
could see New York adding one of those taxes, couldn't you? Like one of those delivery fees. That seems like a very New York thing to do. Thank you, Alicia. Got a good golf here. It's another like 4th of July pattern here. This one's called the Check Me Out polo. That like check pattern. So this one sold on, is this a best offer? Got a lot of Posh sales. Yeehaw. $28 also on this one. So I grabbed these for like $10 a piece. Again, multi-quantity listings. Out the door. 1 round of listing, 1 round of measurement. Set the quantity to 7. Let them rip. Good Golf hasn't sold as well as I thought it would for me when I picked all these up, but it kind of trickles out the door. But 3 of them this weekend, I'll take that for sure. I will for sure take that. This is going to Oxford, Pennsylvania. This is a size 2X. The next one also sold for $28. I guess that's the number for these good goods. So these were all best offers of $28, all different sizes, all going to different customers. And here's probably the most boring of the good golfs. I got a whole bunch of these. Men's size medium, just a regular stripy little polo here. You can see the logo. That's the good golf logo. Not huge distribution on these. Not something you're probably going to run into too many times. I think I ran into one of them at a thrift store once. And it was a pair of good golf pants, actually, that I found at a thrift store, now that I remember it. So getting some of that retail arbitrage out the door. Hey, do y'all remember when I found all that University of Delaware stuff? Remember that whole thing? Well, we got one of those shirts coming up. I sold one. I think that's the 3rd one to sell, maybe the 4th. Chris would be a nice future business. Flying into Midwest for garage sales, $1 to $3 clothing. I'd say 7 to 10 sales. Nice. I haven't really been doing much garage sales anymore lately. I feel like I spend so much time just like driving between sales where they're just selling a bunch of kids' clothes and like old furniture, like stuff that I'm not super interested in. I just sort of I did better when I was in Colorado, and I did better when I was in Florida. I also don't sell as much like hard goods anymore. So when I lived in Denver and when I lived in Florida, I also was doing a lot of hard goods too, but I've really kind of moved away from that. So just don't do as many garage sales anymore. I haven't been to one yet this year. Nike, Carhartt, Cool, and Ralph Lauren I've seen. Lots of jeans as well. Nice. Even in my country like area, I still find some Ralph Lauren's, occasionally find Carhartt shirts for 50 cents in my area. Jeez, that's cheap. That's cheap. That's cheap. All right, so next up we got some fun sales here. Levi's 569. This is probably my 3rd favorite model right now. 527, 517, and then this one, the 569. Probably my 3rd favorite right now. This is a vintage pair of like Y2K. You can see the tag right there. So Y2K 569 36 by 30, and these sold for $29. I paid $6 at a thrift store for these. So Poshmark keeping their 20% fee. So Poshmark is keeping $5.80 from this. So basically $6. So we'll call it 23 is what they're going to pay me out, and I paid $6. So I'm going to make $17 in profit on this one right here, 17 and change. And these are going to Farmington, Arkansas. Good afternoon, Mark. Welcome in. Good to have you, my brother, my friend. Hopefully you had a good weekend. We did. Really chill weekend. It was a hot weekend, so when it's really hot, I don't really like to move much. I like to stay low and slow when it's hot. But we had a good weekend. Hope you did too.
Thrifting big sales, weekend 25 items. Let's keep it going. Nice. I like that. That's great. 25 is really, really good. Really, really good. We had a great weekend over here too. So here's one of those University of Delaware. This sold brand new with tags, Columbia. Remember these from that video? That was that Winston-Salem video. I picked up like 8 of these. There was a ton of University of Delaware stuff. I passed on most of it because it was like no-name brand stuff, but grab the Columbias. This one sold for $22 on a best offer. How many of these have we sold so far? The Delaware Blue Hens. A really strange thrift trip. We've sold 4 of these now, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 Delaware Blue Hens out the door. They've all been selling, like, let's see, $22, $22, $20, and $23. So average sale price on these is $22, like right on the nose. And we paid $5 a piece for these at a thrift store. I think there was 2 different sizes, a medium and a large. So I had to make 2 listings total for these 8 shirts. And now we're halfway through them. I'm definitely already in the profit on these. So and I still have 4 of them left to sell. So they're moving. These are going to Carolyn. Right, yeah, going. And they're going to Newark, Delaware. Go figure, right? The Delaware Blue Hens. I know a lot of you were saying when you watched that YouTube video, you're like, that's a bad pickup. What's he doing picking those up? Just saying. Just saying, they're selling. Let's see, how many days did that take to sell? So we're 92 days from when I listed those, and 4 of them are already gone inside 92 days. That's really good for a multi-quantity listing. That's really good. If I lowered the price, they'd probably zip out even faster, but I'm not going to do that. I'm fine with this pace. I went to 7 garage sales last weekend. They had hardly anything. Whenever I go to them, they just want high prices for everything, usually more than a thrift store for some clothes. I hear that. Yeah, last weekend I found 2 BKE. One was bootleg for 15, but the main buy was a new tag, Rock Revival jeans for 25. Nice. Good stuff. All right, next up is a pair of OR shorts. I actually found these in the Charleston thrift YouTube video. I didn't notice that they had a small flaw on them until I got them home. So I listed them cheaper. I think this is more like a $25 or so pair of shorts. These are called the Outdoor Research Wadi Rum shorts, women's size 12. Outdoor Research, great brand to keep your eye out for. I took a best offer of $14 on these because of the flaw. I listed at the bottom of the market like $19 because of the flaw, and then took that $14 offer just to get it moved. It had like a little stain on it that I didn't notice until I got it home. So this is going to Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Going to Abingdon, Virginia. I just drove through Abingdon last week. There's a climbing area, a crag in Abingdon called Hidden Valley that I've been to dozens of times. It's been a long time since I've been. I haven't been climbing recently, but so I have passed through Abingdon quite a few times in my day. And used to like going to there was like this one barbecue spot that was like downtown Abingdon that had really great smoked wings. Man, those wings are so good. I would go, I don't know if I would drive 2 hours just for those wings, 2 hours one way, but next time I'm passing through Abingdon, I got to get me some of them wings because those are good. I forget the name of the place, but man, that place was good. One thing that amuses me is the amount of garage sale donations with high price stickers. So many people would rather donate than sell for less. Exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of funny. I think there's like a pride thing in it, right? Like they spent so much for that item and maybe they barely ever wore it. So they feel like they want to get some money back for it so they can feel some pride instead of just, it's like sunk cost thinking, right? Because if they would have been better off selling it for $2, rather than having it out there for $12 and then having to go donate it, right? $2 sold is better than $12 unrealized. But whatever. And that's the thing with people. You typically don't do like a garage sale. Most people like aren't doing a garage sale every year. So people don't get good at garage sales, right? They do one garage sale. They kind of screwed it up because they priced everything too high. They had to lug everything back into the house. And they're like, dang, but it's not like they went and like ran another garage sale like a week later, right? And the second time they did it, if they did one a week later, it'd be a better garage sale, right? Because they learned from their experience of the first time. But yeah, I digress. Next up is a Psycho Bunny. Brand new with tags. I picked this up like a couple years ago almost, and I bought a whole bunch of Psycho Bunny retail clearance, and it sold a long, long time ago. But just had one sit around. Anytime I do a retail arbitrage, like big haul, I'll quickly, and then for some reason, like you'll always blame that don't go. It's got that big bright color, which people like in Psycho Bunny. It's a size 2 extra large. All the other ones sold. This one just sat around in a bin, but it did sell for $60. Now, if I lowered the price, it would have sold quicker, but I just didn't. So here we go. I sold a lot of that Psycho Bunny stuff though for more than $60. I'll tell you that much. Some of that stuff is selling like $80 to $90. But it's hard to explain. Sometimes stuff just sits around when all their friends sold really quickly. This one's going to Ryan in Norwich, New York. Second time sourcing at, what did I miss? Second time sourcing at Plato's Closet. Found 7 pair of Ariat jeans, 2 M4, and 5 FR, 1 new tag. The place is kind of funny with their pricing. So were those items actually cheap enough for you to buy them? In my most recent, still editing my last YouTube video, I went to Roanoke, Virginia. Got to finish up that edit from that YouTube. I did go to Plato's Closet, and I say this in the video. It's like concentration of good brands, like when you think about brands for resale, but also just like quality brands that people know and like the Adidas, the Nikes, the Reeboks, the Levi's, the Ariats. I mean, the Lululemon, Fioris. It's kind of crazy, like the stuff that there's just so. Go to a thrift store, like out of 100 pieces, like maybe 2 or 3 of the 100 are like good recognizable brands. And items that are actually like in sellable condition, right? Man, you go to like Plato's Closet, it's like almost everything is like a recognizable good brand, and because that's like the way they pay specifically for stuff that's like that they think is going to sell that people want. And so I think if I were shopping for myself and I wanted pre-owned, I'm not going to go to a thrift store because I'm going to have to spend so much time to find like what I'm looking for. But if I Plato's Closet, yeah, sure, at the thrift stores locally, I could pay $5 for a shirt, or a pair of jeans, $6 for a pair of jeans. But to me, it's like I'd rather go to Plato's and like I don't know, pay $15 or $20 for a pair of used jeans and like be able to try it on and a variety. Like the chances are, I just have to go to one Plato's and I'll be able to find that pair of jeans if I want a pair of jeans, as opposed to. If I wanted a pair of jeans at a thrift store, I'd probably have to go to like 3 thrift stores, and it would just take so much time only to save a few bucks. Like to me, I would rather just go to a Plato's Closet, go through some really good brands and some good stuff, try something on, and take it home and be done. Instead of having to like hunt around to try to save $10. I don't think that really makes a lot of sense. I mean, for me, I'm self-employed, right? So I look at time as money. So I'm like, well, why would I spend all this time searching to save $10 when I could make a lot more than $10 an hour, right? So I don't know. But not everybody, I guess, I guess most people, it's their day off, like they're not doing anything that can like help them make more money. So I don't think a lot of people see time is money quite the same, I guess, if you just worked, you know, if you had a job, because it's not like they can just like pick up extra hours. Anyway, I would rather shop for myself at Plato's than go to around at thrift stores to find something and save a few bucks. True Desert, one yard sale had Patagonia fleeces for 20. It wouldn't budge even after I said I'd buy all 4. Well, now you can go buy them at a thrift store for $5 a piece next week. How about that? The tough part with garage sales is they're thinking based on what they paid, it's a fair price. Most people don't understand the second market like we do. Exactly, 100%. You are spot on. $20 each. Yeah, I mean, there's some meat on the bone there, especially the FR ones and the brand new with tag ones for sure. There's a lot of George at the Plato's I was at. Is there really? That's interesting. You'll see the YouTube video that put out later this week. It's the Plato's that I went to was freaking huge, first of all, and it was packed with stuff. In 2 years of sourcing clothing at a thrift, I found like 4 things that I like and fit me. There you go. Yeah, I found more than that, but I found a lot. But it's, you know, think about how many thrift stores I go to in an average year to I might buy like 10 things a year for myself or 12 things. And usually what I'll do is if I like it, I'll list it and I'll wear it while it's listed if it's a used item, obviously. But I'll find like 10 or 12 a year. And but that's like a lot of thrift stores in that year. You guys have a lot of different experiences than I do, just like thrifts, I guess, very state to state, town to town. By the way, you know, somebody could be talking about their garage sale experience, but they went to the wrong garage sales and they got there too late. Different people can have 2 different experiences with garage sales. You know, like you could have got to that. You chose the right one to get to at 7 a.m. and the other person chose the wrong one. And by the time they got to the one that you went to, which was the right one, you already cleared out all the stuff. So even in the same town, you can have 2 very different experiences with garage sales. But yes, I used to do a lot more garage selling when I lived in Denver and when I lived in Florida. I just found that I found more stuff more consistently, and I could buy more stuff because I was still doing like hard goods and stuff back then, which I'm not really doing anymore. Good sale right here. As you know, I've been stretching my boundaries when it comes to brands that I'm picking up for blazers, and got a good one right here. This one, you can see that polka dot style right here. This is on a Joseph Abood, which I've been starting to pick up in certain styles. This one's a men's size 4 extra large tall, so 4 XLT with that polka dot pattern. This is an unstructured blazer, and it does look like it's lined though. So it's a unstructured lined blazer right here, 4 XLT polka dots. $41 on the sale. I spent $7 for it. And let's see how long it took to sell. It took 60 days to sell. So 2 months to sell, $7 into $41 right here. Poshmark is going to keep 20%. So they're going to keep their $8.20. So that's going to leave me with 32. What did I say they're going to keep? 32.80. I think that amounts right. $32.80. I paid $25 and change is what I'm going to make on this Joseph Abood. How many of these have I sold now? I feel like I've sold a handful of Joseph Abood. I've sold 4 Joseph Abood blazers. This one was for $41. The last one was for $3. The one before that was $45. The one before that was brand new tags, $65. So to me, if you're picking the right patterns and the right modern styles from Joseph Abood, you can probably expect like $40 to $45 average sale price on these. I wonder how many I still have in inventory. That's maybe even a better question. I've only really recently started picking them up. I have 0 in inventory. So I've picked up 4 and I've sold all 4. So that doesn't mean I would pick up every single Joseph Abood blazer I come across. I don't think that that's my conclusion at this point. But if you pick like really good, really modern, like styles with good patterns, I think you can do well with that brand. So 4 for $4 right now. let's see. I want to see like the date that I picked up my first one. So this one was April 14th. I picked it up. Picked up one April 16th. Picked up one November the 6th. So that was probably my first one. Picked up one in March. Okay. So March, April, and November. And the November one sold first. No, it sold second. That one sold in April. That one took 157 days. So what's that? Five months on that one. A wool, silk, linen one too. That's a nice one. Anyway, those are aggressive on Joseph Abboud, I think, because so far they've all gone. My local Play-Doh sells overpriced crap you could actually buy new with a couple of extra dollars and buy at Play-Dohs. And that's something to know too, that the Play-Dohs are run individually. Like somebody can own like 3 or 4 Play-Dohs and they could run, right? But they're franchised. So people, you can buy and you can open a Play-Dohs like franchise. So they're going to be different, kind of like your Goodwills are different than my Goodwills because each region is like individually managed. Play-Dohs are going to be different. So you're going to have different experiences in different places for sure. Sadly, my state is expensive both for thrifts and garage sales. I can only dream about some of the cheap prices I hear people pay for stuff. I hear you. Good morning, Joshua. Just saw your post about selling that Land's End puffer. Just sold an eBay 650 puffer jacket this morning. Nice. The eBay 650s, that's a good one. How much did you get for yours? That's a good one, the 650s. Next up is Duluth Trading. Nothing fancy here. I do pick up brands like Duluth and Cabela's. These these are store brand, like even REI too to some extent. Store brand clothes. I tend to pick up the stuff that's more like you would wear for a piece of gear. Like, so you'd wear this fishing. This is like a vented, lightweight, nylon piece that somebody could wear fishing, hiking, whatever. Those tall sizes. So this sold on a best offer at $19. I paid $5. These tend to do better than just like a regular cotton shirt, right? If it's something that someone would wear like active wear out and about, like doing their thing, piece of gear, that's generally a good rule of thumb for these brands, that it can make it better. 5 into 19 on this. Mark's going to keep their 20-cent fees. They're going to take $3.80 off this. So that's what, 16. It's going to be $15.20 for me. So I made $10 off this shirt right here. Nothing fancy. Another $10 in the bank account. It adds up. And this is going to Logan in Glenside, Pennsylvania. That wraps up Poshmark. We do have a Whatnot order too. And as we wind this down, remember, if you're just joining the live now, the live is always available as a replay on YouTube and Facebook. So as soon as this is over, you can go back and watch all the orders. I mean, you're just jumping in like, this is all our orders right here. And I shared as much detail about every single order, how much I got for it, how long it took to sell, profit, what I paid for items, why I picked them up. I tried to share as much of that as I do all the time on these things. So you might want to rewatch this whole thing, but we do have one more sale going out the door. But I just wanted to mention that if you feel like you missed out, you didn't miss out. You can rewatch it, and I get back to all the comments and questions on the replay as well. So if you happen to be watching that replay, write SHIP, SHIP, down below in the chat. That way that I know that you're watching, I know that you're learning, and I'll get back to all your comments too, even on the replay. I got $50 for mine. I'm going to keep listing winter stuff in the summer. There you go. And you know what? A lightweight puffer jacket like that, that's a piece of gear. So if when I lived in New Hampshire, it's not so much here, but when I lived in New Hampshire, if I'm going hiking in the summertime, I'm going to stuff in my backpack a puffer jacket like that and a rain jacket. So I would actually wear like a puffer jacket, like an EB 650 more frequently in the summertime, or at least it's going to be in my backpack, and hopefully you don't need it a lot of times, but I'm going to use that for like hiking more in the summer than I probably will in the winter time for a piece like that. So obviously there's certain like winter big, heavy down, big extra puffy jackets that I might wear in the winter in New Hampshire. But like a hiking one, like a techie one, it sells this time of year because that's when people are using it. Now, I don't need to pack a puffer jacket typically when we're hiking in Western North Carolina this type of year, because the summits just don't get that cold in comparison to the bottoms. But in New Hampshire, that difference can be pretty staggering in the summertime still. Just sold like Mount Washington or something. Just sold 1990s Jordan basketball mesh shorts for $35 and a Peter Millar for $40 while standing in Verizon Fios Wi-Fi extenders. Love it. Thank you for sharing those. That's really cool. Really cool. Goodwill we went through this morning. They do not keep the suit pants with the jacket, so you have to go for it. Ralph Lauren could not find the pants. Did find a Lord & Taylor 100% cashmere. Nice, Mark. Nice. Yeah, it's kind of annoying if they don't keep that stuff together. But if they paid better, they probably would. I think my Instagram feed might have froze. So I'm going to end that Instagram feed. Looks frozen. Yeah, I'm just going to end that one. Sorry to Instagram viewers, but no use having a frozen feed there. 30 shirts tops sell faster than Peter Millar for me. Buyers are states. Nice. That's good to know. Good to know. Oh, how come my comments aren't going up on the screen? Oh, there it goes. Wait. Okay, there it goes. That's interesting. Wow, never knew about that lightweight puffer rain jacket stuff. Now it makes me wonder why someone else is sending an offer on a Mountain Hardwear rain jacket. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I do put a rain jacket if I went into my hiking backpack right now, there is a rain jacket in it. It lives in that backpack. And I'm going to put that on more often in the summer, because this is the time of year where it's hot and we get those afternoon showers that roll through. So it's like, hey, it's sunny when we're like hiking, and it's like, oh, look how beautiful it is. And then it's like downpour like 45 minutes later. And we're scrambling to put those jackets on. So that's actually a rain jacket, a Mountain Hardwear rain jacket I would wear this time of year. Thanks for that insider knowledge. You're welcome. That's when people are buying and wearing that stuff. Think about it. Like, if you live in New Hampshire, I'll just keep using that metaphor because I lived up there for 31 years. So, but a lot of the northern states are going to be really similar, but I'm not hiking a ton in the wintertime because there's several feet of snow on the ground in the wintertime, basically all winter. So I would hike in the winter, sure, but in fall, and really all spring, the hiking's tougher in New Hampshire too, because if you're up at elevation, there's still snow. They call it monorail, because what happens is people hike on hiking trails, all that over the winter, all that snow gets packed down really, really tight. In the springtime, all the other snow melts. It's like off in the woods and like where people aren't walking, but the have still, like, you can be on top of like 6 feet of snow and it's okay. We're back. I think we had issues, but if you can give me a Y or N down below in the chat, is it working again? Yes. Is it not working? No. Give me a Y or N down below so I know if we're doing okay. Sorry about that. I think the internet might have just blipped. It has been pretty windy this morning, but looks like it's not super windy right now. But let me know if we're good. So anyway, I think, as I was saying, like in New Hampshire on a hiking trail in May, you could have 6 feet of snow that you're hiking on top of, but all like the woods around you off the trail, there's actually no snow at all. It's not monorail thing. So hiking in the spring can be a real pain in the butt at elevation. Hiking will really pick up. Thank you for the Ys. I appreciate it. See you, Salt. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Have a great week. We'll see you next week, brother. But yeah, so you're really going to pick up and do a lot more hiking in the spring. It's just tough to get some of those higher plummets in with all that snow on the ground. So anyway, the point being is you're going to sell convertible hiking pants in general, hiking boots, all that stuff sells really well in the summertime because that's when people are able to get out a lot. Now we can hike year round here, but it's a different mission when you're hiking year round in a place like New Hampshire because there's just so much snow and it's so cold. Since fashion is cyclical, should sellers start buying emo clothes for reselling in about a year or two? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. If I knew the answer, I would tell you why, but still blurry on my end. Hopefully it straightens out, but thank you for letting me know. Blurry, sorry. Maybe it'll just sort of straighten out. FYI, you've been buffering more than usual today. Interesting. I'm wondering if that's because we had some like pretty heavy winds this morning. I'm not sure, but thank you for letting me know. I've been having issues with the stream all day, but thought it was my life. Well, maybe I should, if it were earlier in the stream, maybe I'd reboot my computer, reboot the router, but since we're getting into the end, we'll probably just have to fight through it together, I guess. So here's going to be our last order of the day. This is a Whatnot sale. So happy to have Whatnot back on board. I was in Whatnot jail, it seemed, for about 3 weeks. This is my first order in 3 weeks. After 2 weeks of not getting any sales on Whatnot, I went and started searching for some of my items and realized that they weren't showing up in search results. And then I realized that one of my customers had said that they received the item. I got no notification of that, no notification that I was put in jail. But I searched for a bunch of my items. None of them were showing up in search. I'm not saying I was suppressed in search. Literally, the items weren't showing up in search. So I noticed that after 2 weeks of no sales on Whatnot. So I was like, crap, I'm in jail. And the reason is because I had 10 sales in the last 30 days. 9 of them were successful sales, but that one person said that they got the wrong item. So that put my success rate at 90%, and their Whatnot threshold is 95%. So I was below that threshold. So I think that's why I was in jail. But yesterday, Kim and I were out and about, and I got a sale on a pair of Levi's on Whatnot. So I was like, hey, maybe I'm out of jail. So this morning I looked up like 8 of my items that are listed. I searched for them, and they all showed up in search results. So Whatnot jail for good, and we can start picking up some more Whatnot sales. So happy to get this one out the door. Pair of Levi's, I paid $6 for these at the thrift store. They sold for $22 on Whatnot. Lower fees on Whatnot too, so leaves me with a better profit margin. But yeah, Whatnot jail. Maybe I'm out. I'm free as a bird. Pretty funny. Guess that's one good thing about being on multiple platforms. If something happens on one, it's like, well, I got others. I'll be good. But I want them all. I want them all. I want it all. Do you know if there is a location near Chicago, maybe Glendale Heights? I have shipped quite a few items in this area. I'm thinking it may go overseas. Yeah, there's an eBay international shipping facility that's in Glendale Heights. So 99.9% of what you're shipping to Glendale Heights, except for maybe customers that live there, 99.99% is going over. You ship it there. eBay ships it the rest of the way. If you go into the order details of any of those orders, you can view the final shipping address. Like you'll have to click on something it hides it so that you don't accidentally ship it there, but you can unhide it if you go into your the order details. You can see where it's actually headed to at the end. Wi-Fi screwy the last few days in Connecticut. Interesting. Did anyone else experience this morning on my eBay? It was not connecting to any of the shipping. It wasn't connecting to USPS, FedEx, UPS, any of that stuff. I had to keep refreshing, sometimes 25 times just to get one weight put into one shipment. It was a real pain. Was I the only person experiencing that? Yes, Mark, that's engine. I'm still waiting for my first Whatnot sale. Desert, have you searched for your items on Whatnot to see if they're showing up in search results? That's it. That's a wrap for today, y'all. I enjoyed hanging out with you today. It's a lot more fun with y'all on board. A good weekend of sales, 48 hours worth of sales. So
Thanks for hanging. If you're just jumping in right now and you're like, crap, I missed all of it. Don't worry. I'm going to hit end in a second here. And then you can rewatch the whole replay. You can fast forward, you can rewind, all that stuff. But good day of shipping. I tried to share as much information as possible about what's going on in my business. And we had a lot to share today because we had a lot of sales. So hope business is good on your end. Hope you have a great week. Hope you find some great stuff. And I hope you have some really awesome sales. I can't wait to hear about them. We'll see you next Monday right around noontime Eastern time. We'll go live and we'll do the same thing again. Hopefully it's as big of a bin full of stuff as this time. Have a great week, y'all. See you next time. Peace.